Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe. You'll love this channel, I promise you that. My name is Brian Craig. We'll be live on the air in just a couple minutes. And we're going to talk about a lot of things, including this incredibly irresponsible broadcasting going on with Sean Hannity. But we got a lot going on. Oh, man. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you are new. And man, oh, man, a lot happening today.
Our website is www.laportacontracting.com, where you will find our latest video and live testimonials from a few of our past clients. Our number again is 954-604.
Oh, yes. It's showtime, people. Here we go. What's going on with Hannity is just irresponsible. We'll talk about that. A bunch more, too. Tell me your thoughts on Hannity. And, of course, everyone is welcome to call in toll-free. I have the number to call in live pinned at the top of the chat if you'd like to call in. Yes, yes. Welcome, welcome. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. That's right, on the air since 1977. It is Monday, March 7th, 2022. And man, do we have a lot to talk about today. Things are getting heated up in Ukraine. We're going to talk about that. I found out something early this morning about Joe Biden's Supreme Court pick, which we're going to get into, and a whole bunch more, as well as take your calls on all of the issues live right here on the program. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. I want to start, though, talking about what I am finding to be just over-the-line, irresponsible broadcasting on behalf of Fox News Channel, and in particular Sean Hannity on both television and radio. And last week there was an incident with Hannity where he was calling for the forcible removal of Putin from office. Lindsey Graham joined him with this ridiculousness. And yeah, I know it's got worse though, because Hannity has gone a step further, and that's pretty bad. I mean, that's pretty bad. It's pretty dangerous. I feel so sorry for the people in Ukraine, no doubt about it. And the people in Ukraine are like us, a victim of their government. But that doesn't mean that there's a side in this for us. Okay, this black and white thinking that if there's a conflict that we as a country have to get on one side and get involved in the fight does not apply here. And what Sean Hannity has been doing is pretty outrageous. Now I'll do them in reverse. I'll do the new one last. Last week, Sean Hannity went on the air on his radio show, and he Putin from office. And we talked about that quite a bit last week, and it's gotten worse. And I'll tell you what's going on with Hannity when I'm done sharing the audio with you, in my opinion. And I certainly like to hear your opinion on this, too, and my theory that I'm going to bring up about Hannity. But one thing I talked about a lot last week is Hannity and some of these other guys in the news media that are pushing us into this is a guy that has a nuclear arsenal, and largest army in Europe, a navy. He has more nuclear weapons than the United States has. So this is not the same thing. They're not messing around with some petty dictator here. They're messing around with someone that's very, very dangerous. So here was the first comment of Hannity last week.
Really need in this crisis, more than anything else, is a worldwide condemnation
and it's a simple new rule that if you invade an innocent sovereign country and you kill innocent men, women, and children, you don't deserve to live. That's the bottom line. Well, Hannity, we have an executive order that prohibits assassination of foreign leaders. And I'm like, you cut the head of the snake off and you kill the snake. And right now the snake is Vladimir Putin. He's killed those young children. He's killed those innocent women. He's injured those innocent citizens. He's caused all of this.
Okay, so that was the first comment. We talked about that in the middle of last week. And there's a new one. He's gone even further, but which I'll get to in a moment. But here's the thing, okay? Putin and the Russians, Hannity, between radio and television, is one of the most prominent intelligence people know this. Not only that, with President Trump, and has the ear of President Trump. So this isn't just like some guy talking on a street corner. This is someone who, if you're from Russia, has a lot of connections and a lot of influence. A lot. That clip was from the radio. The next one's from the radio too, but he's been backing this up on his television show. This is irresponsible broadcasting, and it's dangerous. Now, Hannity in this clip is talking about the Russian convoy, this 40-mile-long Russian military convoy in Ukraine, and what should be done to it and with it. Listen.
Now, you would think that maybe these European countries would get together and they'd be arming the Ukrainians that show that they're willing to fight. You know, if we could see on satellite imagery where the convoy is, I don't know, maybe some smart country, maybe NATO might take some of their fighter jets, or maybe they can use some drone strikes and take out the whole damn convoy. And then nobody takes credit for it, so then Putin won't know who to hit.
Wow.
Well, he's threatening nuclear weapons. Hannity, you talk about nuclear war. I'm not talking about nuclear war, nor would I support one American boot on the ground here.
Oh.
What point is this going to end? Because nobody did anything after Georgia was taken in 2008. Nobody cared about Crimea being annexed in 2014. It's interesting how Donald Trump, Putin did nothing during those years. And I would argue it's because he feared Trump and he believed Trump would do whatever was necessary.
Okay, so yeah, so they throws in Trump at the end, so those of us that are MAGA, he thinks will be, oh, okay, Hannity, you mentioned Trump, so you're a good guy. Hannity is talking about having unmarked NATO aircraft, or possibly unmarked drones, unmarked meaning no national flag on them, take out the Russian convoy so that, and have them unmarked so Putin doesn't know who did it, doesn't know which country to strike back at. This is insane. This is insane. Here, this is like a. We need a name. You know, we used to talk about limousine liberals. Limousine liberals. I don't know what could we. He's no liberal, but what could we use to describe Hannity's warmonger behavior here? Sitting in his mansions on the weekend, chilling out with his young thing, wanting to send the United States military back into a conflict after 20 years of war. Oh yeah, he's got a Navy SEAL pin or something on his lapel. He's down with them. This is outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's irresponsible of him. Now, this is my theory as to what's going on with Sean Hannity. I think, you know, there's been a big change over at Fox News in the last couple of years. Tucker Carlson's number one by far. In fact, Tucker Carlson has the number one highest rated show in the history of cable news. Ratings higher than even Larry King had, who had no competition. So that's amazingly huge. I mean, that's just massive. It's hard to even imagine that he has ratings higher than what Larry King had, but he does, Tucker Carlson. And not only does Tucker Carlson have huge ratings, Tucker Carlson also is relevant. He's relevant. People are talking about what Tucker Carlson said. Like the other day, the Supreme Court pick of Biden's, which we're going to get to the other day. One day last week he was talking about, oh, she's the most brilliant person, that let's see her L stats. And now there's a whole dialogue going on the left about Tucker Carlson asking to see the L stats of Kajanji. No one's talking about Hannity except me last week and this morning about his irresponsible behavior. This is what I think is going on with Hannity. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, by the way, at 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. So what I want to hear from you guys about this. This is what I think is going on with Hannity. He's obviously incredibly jealous of Tucker Carlson. No doubt about that. So he's desperate to be relevant. So what he's becoming is an irrelevant carnival barker. A carnival barker just out there on the street corner yelling out crazy things to try to get himself trending on the Twitter. That's what he's doing. And it's dangerous. And it's also, I'm starting to wonder with Hannity, and I'll throw this out to you too, to agree or disagree with this. And I don't want any of these things to be true about Hannity. I used to like this guy, but now he's going too far. Is Sean Hannity becoming a Baghdad Bob, a spokesperson, a Jin Psaki for the Republican establishment? There was a poll that came out over the weekend. I can't remember if it was Rasmussen, but one of the polls that came out over the weekend said the wealthier someone is, the more likely they are to support military intervention by the United States in regards to Russia and Ukraine. What do you believe Hannity's game is here? Is he trying to become relevant because he's so jealous of Tucker Carlson, and now he's getting outrageous just to be outrageous, to get attention? A carnival barker, as I say? Or is Sean Hannity become the Jin Psaki of the Rhino, never Trump errors in the Republican establishment? Which is it? I want to hear from you about this, by the way, at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. Now, before you know it, what's going to be here before you know it? Mother's Day. Mother's Day. Mother's Day is, I know, 2 months away. It's going to be here right around the corner. May 8th is Mother's Day. It's on a Sunday. And there is no better gift for mom on her day than the great products from Mike Lindell, the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, at MyPillow.com. And with our promo code Kane at checkout, there are incredible deals. And, I got to tell you, the deals are so good right now. I don't know if they're going to be here as we get closer to Mother's Day. There have not been supply chain issues at MyPillow so far, but you never know. With everything heating up now, it could most definitely affect supply issues. Everything is in stock now. So this is when you truly want to start shopping for Mother's Day. By the way, Mother's Day includes your mom, your grandmother, your wife, and your daughter, if she has kids. That's right. That's right. And, we got my mother, it's been, 3 years now, a MyPillow for Mother's Day. Still has it. And what happened, she came over to stay at the house over Christmas, and she said, can I try out one of those MyPillows you're always talking about? See if they're really that good. She woke up the next morning, she said, wow, they're amazing. So we got her a MyPillow for Mother's Day. But there's so many great specials going on right now. All of them make great gifts for mom on her day, including the MyPillow 6-piece towel set. Normally $109.99. With our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, just $39.99. All the colors are in, too. The MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheet, 60% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. As low as $39.99. Mom would love those. Now, the Giza Elegance MyPillow, which is a more luxurious MyPillow than the standard MyPillow, a huge deal on this one. normally $99.98, so basically $100 for the Giza Elegance pillow. With our promo code Kane at checkout, just $34.98. Any special you see there, you can take advantage of with our promo code Kane. Is a great gift for mom on her day, including the MyPillow bathrobe, 30% off with the promo code Kane at checkout. Comes in many different colors. And of course, they have the heavy robe and the thin, lightweight robe as well. So go to MyPillow.com, use our promo code Kane at checkout, and buy something for mom on her day. She'll love it. And you don't want to wait because of supply chain issues, and then as we get closer, stuff might start selling out. And you know what? These incredible deals that are there right now may not be there when we get closer to Mother's Day. So take advantage. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have
Steve Kane Show.
access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family. And they
Good morning, everyone. If you're just joining, make sure you like the video. If you're new, subscribe. Wesley Lewis, $5 super chat. Thank you. Please thank Wesley for that super chat, everyone. Good morning, Brian. You're right all the way about Hannity. I also believe that in his mind, he is the reincarnation of Rush. He was jealous of him, too. Really? He was jealous of Rush? Wow.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and
I just
care
burned my
in
tongue
the realm of hormone
on my
and
coffee.
hormone replacement therapies. But that's just
This
the
cup
start.
keeps it hot.
It's
It's unbelievably hot.
management modalities, including state-of-the-art
That coffee
treatments for erectile
is an hour
dysfunction,
old, and it's hot as when I took it out of the pot.
physical and sexual
Let me cool it off a bit. Let me take the top off.
any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And
Cool it
don't
off for a
forget,
few minutes.
we
A little
offer
too hot.
complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better
Well,
sleep, better
you know,
performance.
a lot of these guys, they get to this point where they think they're influencing the world.
320-8893.
You know, God complex, you know.
320-8893.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Well, call me up. Tell me your thoughts. All righty. 20 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Sean Hannity calling for NATO, which is the United States. There is no NATO without the United States, to bomb the Russian military convoy in Ukraine, taking America to the brink of war. So we're talking about what is going on with Hannity here. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Mike in Louisiana, good morning.
It's Mike from Louisiana.
Yes.
You're right on Hannity. He is not relevant. If I watch somebody at that hour, it'll be 9 o'clock your time, 8 o'clock my time. It's probably going to be Jen Pellegrino on Newsmax.
Well, that's just because you think she's hot.
I do, but I think she does a good show though. So
Yeah, no, she's very good. She's very good.
yeah, she is very good. Now I wish Steve Cortez hadn't left there, but that's just me saying.
So what do you think? Is Sean Hannity, last week he wants to remove Putin. This week he wants the United States and NATO to bomb the Russian military convoy in Ukraine. Is he a spokesperson now for the Never Trump or Republican establishment? What's he trying to do here?
I don't know if he is or not. I'll put it to you this way. You talk about limousine liberals. There are these things called country club Republicans.
Oh, there you go. That's the phrase. Country club Republicans. Yeah, that's the phrase.
Yes, I think he's in deep with those guys. You know.
Yeah.
Think about this. He's still, in terms of ratings, he's probably still ahead of whoever's at 9 o'clock. 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern on CNN and MSNBC, and we know that Newsmax is hooking up in terms of ratings against Fox News, coming up fast on them.
Yeah, you know, there's a cable company, this Breezeway or whatever, that is dropping Newsmax. You know, even though, yeah, and you know, and I wonder sometimes these cable systems dropping Newsmax, is Fox News behind that somehow?
Could be. I mean, we just got it on our cable system, which is Cox Cable. We just got
with an X. Yes, it's pretty good, isn't it? Isn't Newsmax awesome? I love Newsmax.
Really good. Yeah, I love Newsmax, and like I said, I kind of wish they didn't alienate Steve Cortez.
I know, Steve Cortez was very good. I know, he was very good. Yeah.
He does his thing. He now does his thing with Bannon.
But I got to tell you, you know, Hannity is this. What he is doing is irresponsible. It's completely irresponsible what he's doing. It is.
I think you're right. I think he is jealous of. You know,
Tucker.
Friend there, Tucker. Yeah, I think he's jealous because I mean, remember before they hired Tucker, who was there? And it was
Megyn Kelly. No, Megyn Kelly was there. O'Reilly.
O'Reilly was what, number one?
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. All right. Hey, Mike in Louisiana, take care. Thanks for the call. Oh, yeah, some good thoughts there. 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is the number. So the fighter, the UFC fighter, McGregor, I found this from Don Jr. actually tweeted this audio that I'm going to share with you right now. Did any of you guys see this? McGregor, he's the UFC guy, and he was asked about Ukraine and Russia and U.S. involvement when he was doing a press conference for, I guess, his fight. And he had such a great response about what the United States should do in regards to the Ukrainian-Russian war.
The first 5 days, Russian forces, I think,
Oh, wait, that's the next one I'm going to play. No, I'm sorry. McGregor's the colonel. I got it backwards. This is... Hey, it's Monday, and I have only had 2 sips of my coffee. So, if you could see in my coffee cup, and I'm not quite awake yet, guys. But that's okay. The reason I'm not quite awake, because I'm going through, like, caffeine withdrawal. That's what happens when you don't get your coffee in the morning. So the brain is, I'm like Biden. This is what Biden's like all the time. I have more energy, but my brain's foggy like Biden. No, I'm sorry. The UFC guy is Mitchell, Bryce Mitchell. McGregor's the next clip I'm going to play. Bryce Mitchell, UFC fighter. And, you know, and this is the clip that I found from Don Jr. So he's doing his press conference for the UFC fight, and they ask about Ukraine, Russia, and U.S. involvement, and his response is just absolutely amazing.
To get your thoughts on the whole Russia and Ukraine situation.
You know, here's my first thought is I'm not going nowhere to fight none of these wars for these politicians. I'm staying at home, and when the war comes to Arkansas, I will dig my boots in the ground, and I will die for everything I love, and I will not retreat. If this country's invaded and everybody's saying, well, we gotta evacuate, we gotta leave, I will not. I will dig my boots in the Arkansas soil, and I will fight for the people that I love, for the land that I love, and the way of life that I love. But I'm not going overseas to fight. I don't know what's going on, to be honest, brother. I really don't. There's so much stuff, and I don't think nobody knows what's going on fully. There's been so much political corruption in that area. You got Biden and his son making a ton of money off of and using our tax dollars to bribe their people. That's treasonous, in my opinion. So you got Hunter Biden and his son using our tax dollars. Hey, if Ukrainian government, if you don't do this, we're taking your tax dollars. He shouldn't be giving our tax dollars to that country anyway. We got veterans out here sleeping on the street, and you're going to give our freaking tax dollars to these Ukrainians and all that. Brother, I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm not going over there fighting, and God bless anybody that's over there fighting, and I hope that this just gets solved. And man, I don't like war. You know what I mean? I don't want people dying and all that stuff. I don't want to be, but I don't know what's going on. There's so much stuff that I think that's corrupted that we just don't know what's truly going on over there. And I pray all those people are safe.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, that's Bryce Mitchell, the UFC guy. McGregor's the colonel that was on Fox Business with Varney today. We'll get to that in a little bit. He is spot on, right on the money, and Bryce Mitchell there in that little clip, that I found that from Don Jr. on Twitter this morning, and I thought I'd share that with you. And, you know, I'll tell you, I know it's pretty amazing. Spot on, right on the money. Media blackout on that clip. It's not going to get play. Even on Fox, they're going to tell him, shut up and box, shut up and fight, shut up and get in the ring. Right? You know, we got an agenda here. We're pushing, remember the Maine. You know, they're doing this remember the Maine thing over there on Fox News. So they don't want to focus in on that clip. But I thought he was spot on, right on the money, the complete opposite of Sean Hannity. Yeah, I know. I respect that a lot. You know, over the weekend, I spent a lot of time yesterday. Stuff started coming up in my feed on YouTube of people that are in Ukraine, vloggers that are in Ukraine and in Russia. And I might give you a name or two of a couple of channels on YouTube to check out. And what I found is there's one guy that I subscribe to for quite some time. He's in Russia. And then there's these two new vloggers that one's a guy and one's a girl in Ukraine. They are regular millennial-like vloggers who just vlog daily life. I was talking about the Russian guy the other day who was showing the gas prices in Russia. Yeah, I know gas in Russia is about $1.70 a gallon. This guy he just does regular vlogs. He'll go to a grocery store. He's showing you what the grocery store prices are in Russian grocery stores under sanctions, and and he goes through the grocery store, and it's pretty interesting. Go around vlogging about their normal things in life. You know how these millennials do. And if you watch their vlogs, they've changed a lot since the war has begun. And one guy in particular, I'll get his name in a minute. I want to make sure I get his name of his channel right. He and his girlfriend vlogged. They were at a ski resort in Ukraine just 2-3 weeks ago. And it was a beautiful ski resort. It looked like something here in America. They went to a beach resort before that, or they go to the mall and they show you what the mall's like in Ukraine and everything. And I'm watching these, and then the war happened, and boom, he's hiding at grandma's house with his girlfriend on a farm. He's on standby to be called up for military service, and it's pretty dramatic and it's very interesting. There's another vlogger who's a Ukrainian girl who's like in her late 20s, 30s, maybe 30-ish, and she's a single mom. She's got a daughter who's like 5, 6, 7 years old, and she regular vlogger, day in the life of Ukraine, and then the war happened and things changed, and she showed everything that was going on, including her escape from Ukraine with her daughter into Poland. And it's very interesting. I'll tell you what the YouTube channels are in a little bit. I want to make sure I get the names right. And I'm watching the Russian vloggers and the Ukrainian vloggers, and I was watching the Ukrainian vloggers before the war started and after, and comparing them to the Russian vlogger, and I realized something. Ukraine is much nicer of a country than Russia. It's it's got nicer everything. It's not America. It's not up to the standard of living we have here in our great country, but it's superior to the average Ukrainian's life is higher quality than the average Russian's life. I'll tell you that. It's one of the reasons he wants it. There's other reasons too. But I learned something about the escape from Ukraine into Poland, which I thought I'd share with you guys if you have any thoughts on this. There are a lot of blacks in Ukraine, Africans, immigrants who have made their way to Ukraine. And as everyone is rushing to Poland, Poland will not let the black people leave Ukraine and cross into their country. They won't let black people into Poland. Now, I don't know why this is exactly, because this hasn't really been addressed, so we don't have a true reason as to why, but these are the kind of things I'm picking up from watching these Ukrainian vloggers. It doesn't, and it's really sad. I feel so sorry for these people. This one guy in particular, let me see if I can get his name here. I'll tell you what his channel is, because I was watching it. I might have to look for it during the break. I may not be able to find it too quick here on my feed. No, it didn't. It just didn't pop up. But I'll find it during. Oh yeah, his name is Pavlo from Ukraine, and it's 3 words. Pavlo, P-A-V-L-O, Pavlo from Ukraine, and it's so interesting to watch just like normal, happy life, and then boom, the war happens, and then you see a big dramatic change in him and his entire life in Ukraine. He's not in one of the cities. He's on grandma's farm and everything, but I can see what kind of shape he's in over there. And they speak pretty good English, and you get a good pulse to what is going on. But this conflict has been going on for hundreds of years between Ukraine and Russia. It's not new, and it's not unexpected. When they first started having problems about 8 years ago leading up to this in Ukraine didn't even have an army. So Ukraine built up a military and in the last few years. And how well they're doing, I don't know. A lot of the reports we're getting are obviously propaganda. I saw a video last night on this Ukrainian channel that I was watching, this Ukrainian girl who escaped Ukraine this last week and is in Poland. The Ukrainians captured, I can't play this for you on the radio because it's in Russian and they have subtitles on it, but a video came out that I watched last night right before I went to bed. The Ukrainians have captured a bunch of Russian soldiers. I'm sure you've heard this, but they were videos that the Ukrainian military made that were very strange. I thought it was it reminded me of the videos that the Iraqis made in the Gulf War in 1991. We had some Americans who were captured. Remember that, in the 91 Gulf War? And they went on television and confessed their crimes against the peaceful people of Iraq and all that, just like in the old days of Vietnam. They were similar to that, but different. So what the Ukrainians have captured these Russian soldiers, and they're young guys, and they have them call their parents. They have them call their mothers if they can, but they have them call their parents. They try to get the mothers, and then you see these Russian soldiers crying on the phone to their mothers and fathers about all the Russians that are being killed and everything else. And it's just propaganda times infinity, what I was watching. And it was really cruel. And I don't know if they're roughing them up or anything. The Russian soldiers look pretty scared as they're forced to call their parents. And you see the Ukrainian has an iPhone open, 7,500 dead Russians who were fertilizing fields in parts of Ukraine that were taken out. And it's hardcore propaganda. I don't know if it's true or not. Better idea of what's actually going on in the country from what I'm seeing in the mainstream corporate media, which is propaganda for the most part. I'm getting to see real stuff. And even though what I was just sharing with you from Ukraine was propaganda, it was obviously that. And, the Ukrainian government is a corrupt government. We know this. We know this. Do not believe everything you're seeing in the news about what's going on over there. Now, I'm going to get to this when we get back. This retired Colonel McGregor, who was appointed to an advisory position to the Secretary of Defense by President Trump, is out. He was on with Stuart Varney. I'm going to play this when we get back. And he was talking about Zelenskyy and saying Zelenskyy is not a hero here, that he's a puppet. So we'll get into that as well when we get back. Your calls are welcome at 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. It's Monday morning, March 7th, 2022. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
Any lab tests now of Boca offer more than just lab work. They also have B12 injections available. B12 injections promote weight loss.
Let's hope I don't burn myself this time.
Stress, promote healthy skin, improve sleep, increase metabolism, fight heart disease, improve memory, and improve mood. B12 injections at any lab test now of Boca Raton, like their lab test.
That's better. Opening up the top help.
Injections for just $69. Other places in town charge $349 for 3 injections, so that is a huge savings. Any lab test now of Boca Raton is located at 23016 Sandalfoot Plaza on the east side of 441, just a few doors down from Western Beef. If you have any questions, call 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Any lab tests now of Boca Raton. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show. Hey there guys, it's Kathy, Brian's better half, and one of the most important holidays of the year is coming up, Mother's Day. We all love our moms. They always take such good care of their families. And now it's time to take care of the moms in your life. Whether it's for your wife, your own mother, your grandma, or your daughter, MyPillow.com has amazing gifts any mom will love. They have pillows, sheets, slippers, blankets, and so much more. Get your mom a gift she will love and one she will actually use year after year. When you visit MyPillow.com, be sure to use promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for absolutely amazing deals. MyPillow.com, perfect gifts for all the moms in your life. And remember, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for huge savings and great deals.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices.
Good morning, everyone. If you're just joining us, make sure you subscribe and please like the video, everyone. That helps a lot.
On new and used tires, again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Broker. Are you concerned with the
Yes.
condition of your assets at your past? LA 3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Monday, we are here live, March 7th, 2022. So retired Colonel Douglas McGregor was on with Stuart Varney. Trump appointed him senior advisor to the Secretary of Defense, and President Trump also nominated McGregor as ambassador to Germany. So this is a guy who's got the trust of President Trump, appointed him to two very important positions. And he was on with Stuart Varney talking about Zelenskyy. And it's getting to be controversial. He says Zelenskyy is not a hero, as he's being portrayed as, and shares some other opinions about what's going on in Ukraine with Russia. Listen.
The first 5 days, Russian forces, I think, frankly, were too gentle. They've now corrected that. So I would say another 10 days, this should be completely over. But the question is, what is it that Zelenskyy is going to do? The Russians have made it very clear what they want is a neutral Ukraine. This could have ended days ago if he accepted that. And then they can adjust the borders. But the eastern part of Ukraine is firmly in Russian hands. But again, the Russians are not seizing territory. They're destroying Ukrainian forces. That's their focus.
Colonel, it sounds like you don't approve of Zelenskyy's stand.
Oh, I think Zelenskyy is a puppet. And he is putting huge numbers of his own population at unnecessary risk. And quite frankly, most of what comes out of Ukraine is debunked as lies within 24 to 48 hours. The notions of taking and retaking airfields, all of this is nonsense. It hasn't happened.
He's not a hero? I mean, he's standing up for himself and his own people? You don't think he's a hero?
No, I do not. I don't see anything heroic about the man. And I think the most heroic thing that he can do right now is to come to terms with reality. Neutralize Ukraine. This is not a bad thing. A neutral Ukraine would be good for us as well as for Russia. It would create the buffer that, frankly, both sides want. But
yeah, and we will. I mean, that's interesting. So Zelenskyy, remember, McGregor. He believes, and I think he's got a very good plan, and it's not surrender, but what he is suggesting is that Ukraine declare themselves neutral. Zelenskyy comes out and declares themselves neutral. They're going to have to give up some territory closer to Russia, but declare themselves neutral and have a buffer between NATO and Russia, which is what Russia wants. That's a very good solution, as opposed to innocent people dying, which is one thing we're tragically seeing going on over there. Civilians dying, which of course we want to stop all of that. Oh man, I know. It's hard for me to believe that after we just lost a war to people from the Middle Ages, the Taliban, and Afghanistan, that we have Hannity and others in the mainstream corporate media, like at Fox, pushing us into another war with a major power after we just lost to people from the Middle Ages that don't even wear shoes. Think about that. It's crazy town that we're in right now. And I learned about how dishonest this government and the news media are after the Iraq War, when we found out everything they were telling us about the war in Iraq was a lie. There were no weapons of mass destruction, all complete lies. And the people that brought you that are now trying to bring you this. I'm sorry. That's where I'm at on this. And if you want to call me a peacenik, fine. Fine. My goodness. It's not a football game, Sean Hannity. And McGregor, I don't know if he'll be back on Fox too much after he got in the way of the Fox News Remember the Maine narrative. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I know. It's insane. It's really insane what's going on here. But you know what? You know what? We'll get through it. We'll get through it. You know, these are really some dark times we're in with Biden. Doesn't it really show you how much power, how much influence a president has? Look at how dark the world has gotten in just over a year under Joe Biden being president. Look at what's happened. Everything's fallen apart everywhere. We're going to take our last break of the first hour. I'm going to bring up some other topics, some other issues. We'll revisit some of this later as the show goes on because I think it's all very important. And of course, your calls are welcome at 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. Back after this.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors, focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows.
Good morning, everyone. If you're just joining us, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please like the video if you don't mind.
More than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Hurricane season is right around the corner. This gives us only a short period of time to make sure your roof and home is ready for the 2021 hurricane season. So don't delay and call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Our website is www.laportacontracting.com, where you will find our latest video and live testimonials from a few of our past clients. Our number again is 954-604-4602.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. I just love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him for around 3 years. He always has time for me. He never does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, go see him because he has the best prices around. Let me give you the number. Write it down. It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. 4633, BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
Yeah, someone in the chat room on YouTube just said a minute ago, Russia's a paper tiger. Yeah, that's what they said about the war in Iraq would be over in 3 weeks, right? Oh, we'll be in and out in a month. Same thing with Afghanistan, you know. Oh, a month, 6 months, 20 years later. Well, look what happened. So don't buy any of that crap, okay? That's what they always say. There's a scene in Gone with the Wind. You guys ever watch Gone with the Wind? I love Gone with the Wind. My wife and I watch Gone with the Wind like once a year. We'll watch it. And there's that scene in the beginning when Rhett Butler goes downstairs and they find out about Fort Sumter, and they're all excited about joining the war, and you know they'll be home in 3 weeks. And then the next scene, they're almost all dead, right? Exactly. I mean, come on. They always say that in a lead up to a war, and it never happens that way. Welcome back, everyone. President Trump's Truth Social is coming along. My wife's account went live on Friday on Truth Social. I still am not. I do have I have an account on Truth Social, and I know people have found me and followed me on Truth Social. I do not yet have access to it. I am still on the waiting list. And my wife's account, she got an email on Friday around 5 in the afternoon, and boom, she was on Truth Social. And she created her account about 10 hours before I created mine. So she got on there about 7:30 in the morning on President's Day. I got mine going about 5:30 that afternoon, and I am still not active on Truth Social. But I was going through it on my wife's account yesterday, and I like it. It's definitely going to be a future major competitor of Twitter. It looks just like Twitter. The only thing that it's missing majorly from Twitter, and again, it's new and they're not done with it. It's still not fully functional in what its final form will be and evolve to. The one thing it doesn't currently have it doesn't have a trending section like you have on Twitter. But I imagine they'll have a trending section. They're going to have to, but that's not there yet. But the way that you post and tag people, pretty much like Twitter. It looks like Twitter. The colors are different, of course. And instead of tweeting, you truth. Instead of sending out your tweet, you put your truth out. And you do hashtags, everything else, just like on Twitter. And you can make videos up to 2 minutes long, and you can post links and everything else. And some people were saying a lot of things that are not allowed on the other platforms. And I took a look at it. So I'm looking forward to, as soon as my account is active, you all will know. I'll make sure everyone knows. But if you follow me on my other social media, like Twitter and things like that, you'll get a notification there too when my Truth Social account is live. When my wife's went live on on a Friday, I assumed I'd wake up Saturday morning and my account would be active. And it wasn't. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And I've been getting, it's a little frustrating because I've been getting notifications all weekend long from people that are listeners whose accounts have gone live and active. And they found me and have followed me even though I don't have access to the account yet. And what had happened is on President's Day is when Truth Social went live, on iPhones. So I got up early that morning to sign up, and there was so much activity that in those early hours, I just couldn't do it, and I had to get ready to be on the air and be here for 3 hours, to do the show. So I missed that early window, and by the time I got off the air at 9 o'clock, it was getting overwhelmed with activity. So finally, 5:30 in the afternoon, I got on there. So be patient. And I've been looking when I was over the weekend. My original number was 253,000 and something on the wait list. My wife was in the 90s, like 93,000 or something, 91, 93,000. And what I've been doing is following Trump. And I'm assuming most everyone, not everyone, but most everyone who gets on Truth Social will follow President Trump. And yesterday I saw President Trump's follows go up by a few thousand, and the last time I checked, went up to he had 187,000 followers on Truth Social. I'm sure it's greater than that now. So I've been gauging when that breaks 200,000, 220,000, I'm guessing, of followers to Donald Trump, because once you get on Truth Social, it recommends some people you should follow, and President Trump is right there at the top. So when his following breaks 200,000 on Truth Social, in particular 220, I'll know it's getting closer to me. And I'll be able to finally get on Truth Social, which I'm itching to. I read an article over the weekend that said President Trump is not too happy with Devin Nunes, that it's taking too long. It said, someone told me you can only follow. Now, yeah, you know, the thing with Truth Social, you know, a lot of people are hating on Truth Social, okay? And, the rollout's botched and everything else. President Trump, what he does is brilliant. Someone just told me you can only follow 7,500 people. Oh, I didn't know. On Twitter, they had a limit of, wasn't it? At one time, I remember it used to be like, or was it Facebook, had a limit of 5,000 you could follow. I don't know if that's still the case on an individual account. But anyway, the reason that there's the wait list that everybody acts like is a negative, I mean, it's a negative in that the suspense is killing me and I want to be on President Trump's social media app. But the reason that he has the wait list and they're slowly putting people on is because he knew, because we've had experience with this, with Parler, with Gitter, with Frank's speech from Mike Lindell, that when these things go live, the liberals try to bring it down and crash it, not just by overwhelmingly trying to set up accounts, but by having the computer bots overwhelm the system and crash it. And we've seen these platforms crash within minutes of going live because of that. So President Trump's people, very wisely, put in this wait list to slowly put people on there so that didn't happen. And, you know, it went live President's Day. There hasn't been one crash of Truth Social. Not one. At all. They say by the end of March, they expect anybody to be able to go there at any moment that they feel like it and be active on the app. Yeah, so I'm waiting, and I'll be very excited. But that's a very smart way to do it. And all these comparisons to Facebook and Twitter are absurd. When Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these other social media apps, when they went live, nobody knew about them. Really, there were not tens of millions of people worldwide waiting to get on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram when it went live. They just went live and people found them, and eventually there became a buzz. You know, Truth Social, Trump's social media platform, has tens of millions of people across the planet who want to be a part of it. These other ones didn't deal with that. So, you know, that's the way it is, you know, and the wait list is not easy, and it's kill. I did notice, though, Melania, by the way, is on Truth Social. President Trump has only put one post up on Truth Social, the very first one. He hasn't been posting on Truth Social, and I think he's waiting until there's more people on there before he starts commenting. But I'd like to see him start posting, and I'm very much hoping I'm going to see President Trump on March 19th at the event in Fort Lauderdale, which is not a rally. It's a private ticketed event, and the tickets are there's different price tiers. The American Freedom Tour, and you can get tickets to it. It's at the Panther Arena in Sunrise by the Sawgrass Mills Mall. AmericanFreedomTour.com. Do not buy the cheapest tickets. Okay, the cheapest tickets, you're not in the main arena. It's for an overflow room. So you may be watching on television in the other room, on television screens. You're not going to have a guarantee to get into the arena and see President Trump with your own eyes in person if you buy the cheapest tickets. But if you buy the next one up, I believe you do get in the room. But I'm going to be there on the 19th, and I'm really, really hoping, that's a long time away, right? It's 12 days away, to be on Truth Social then, so I can post videos of the event on Truth Social while I'm there live. And you know, the day that is this Trump event is the day of my daughter's 23rd birthday. So I asked my daughter for permission. I said, do you mind if I go to this? And we're going to go out that night after the event because it's over at 5, 6 in the afternoon. So it's an all-day event. It's like 8 to 5, the American Freedom Tour. And there's a lot of speakers there. Bongino, Kim Guilfoyle, Candace Owens, Sarah Huckabee, and President Trump is the highlight. Kim Guilfoyle, Don Jr., but President Trump's obviously the main event. So after that, that's like at 5 in the afternoon is scheduled. So, but I'll be. If you see me there, come up and say hi. But hopefully, we'll all be on Truth Social by the time we're there. If we're not, we'll just keep waiting. But you know, once we are all on Truth Social, and we will be soon, certainly by next month. It's going to be a major, major game changer. And I know a lot of you out there may not be into social media. You should. In particular, Truth Social, because Truth Social, President Trump owns it, right? It's his own social media platform. Isn't that amazing? All the big tech social media platforms ban him basically for life from their platforms. So he goes out and creates his own. It's really an amazing American story, if you think about it, isn't it? Yeah. And it's going to be a game changer so far as news goes. Because what the news is missing right now is the same thing that America and the world is missing, a leader. And since President Trump is cut off, he's not able to speak with us in real time directly all the time and drive the news cycle. And when we're all on Truth Social, that'll happen. And, you know, these media outlets haven't been able to, many of them have not been able to get on Truth Social yet either. And they're going to be resistant to it, but they all will. And with this new management coming into CNN, CNN will probably be there too. And it's really amazing what President Trump has done. They've been very quiet on the inner workings of it because I think they want to keep that classified. They don't want to let everyone know how they operate. They have their own computer servers that are not connected to Amazon and these other things that shut down Parler. You know, and you can tell when you're looking at the app, they have learned from the mistakes of Getter and Parler and the problems that Mike Lindell at Frank Speech ran into and set up this new Truth Social without any of those issues because they saw where they ran into problems and how the liberals reacted and sabotaged them and made sure they couldn't do it to Truth Social. All right, listen, we're coming up on the top of the hour. 1 hour down, 2 to go. It's Monday morning. I have some other topics I'm going to get to in the next hour, and I will revisit the Hannity issue as the show goes on because I think people need to hear the irresponsible Sean Hannity and the line of very dangerous rhetoric he's peddling on both his radio and television show in regards to this war in Ukraine. Steve Kane will be joining us, and we got a lot more to talk about too. Do not go anywhere. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977, this year celebrating 45 years on the radio in Florida. The Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hey there guys, it's Kathy, Brian's better half, and one of the most important holidays of the year is coming up, Mother's Day. We all love our moms. They always take such good care of their families. And now it's time to take care of the moms in your life. Whether it's for your wife, your own mother, your grandma, or your daughter, MyPillow.com has amazing gifts any mom will love. They have pillows, sheets, slippers, blankets, and so much more. Get your mom a gift she will love and one she will actually use year after year. When you visit MyPillow.com, be sure to use promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for absolutely amazing deals. MyPillow.com, perfect gifts for all the moms in your life. And remember, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for huge savings and great deals.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855.
All right, we're coming back. Make sure you like the video if you've not done it already.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE 1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE 1. And now, here's...
All right, 4 minutes after the hour. Hour number 2 has begun. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. Steve will be joining us in progress later in the program. I'm Brian Craig. Welcome. It's Monday, March 7th, 2022. Oh, man. Have you watched the Trucker Freedom Convoy? You know, the Freedom Convoy, they're getting really no press coverage. You know, and the media have an excuse. It's the Russian-Ukrainian war. But things have started to get interesting with this. The convoy began in California. It's made its way to D.C. This is in the Gateway Pundit. Listen to this. The People's Convoy began their protest in Washington on Sunday. The 70-plus mile long caravan, over 70 miles long. I know, is that something? Can you imagine? The 70-plus long caravan departed from the Speedway in Maryland Sunday morning, arriving a short while later to the D.C. Beltway. And I've seen the video of this over the weekend. It's unbelievable. Organizer Brian Brace explained that the Freedom Convoy's plan is to drive slowly. Now keep in mind, it's over 70 miles long. Their plan is to drive slowly around the Beltway, which encircles D.C. But here's the thing. The Beltway is 63 miles. So the caravan, the convoy, the trucker caravan, whatever you're calling it, the Freedom Convoy, is longer than the Beltway is. So they've definitely got enough to encircle the entire thing. Their plan is to drive slowly around the 63-mile highway that encircles the Capitol 2 times before heading back to the staging area in Maryland. They'll continue to do this daily until their demands are met. Zero Hedge is reporting. Sunday is a show of just how big we are and just how serious we are, says the organizers of the Freedom Convoy. The group wants an immediate end to the National Emergency Declaration in response to the pandemic 2 years ago. We're going to be a huge pain, the organizer said, noting other convoys are en route and will join them to add to the over 70-mile long convoy. We're trying to work with local law enforcement. We want them to understand we're law-abiding citizens. Well, here's the problem that they're going to run into. The Capitol Police. This is something else. The Capitol Police, yes, here they are again. The Capitol Police has issued an emergency declaration over the People's Truckers Freedom Convoy that has arrived in D.C. The House Sergeant at Arms announced the emergency declaration on Sunday. CNN reports the Capitol Police Board has issued an emergency declaration to ensure that the U.S. Capitol Police are able to operate and respond as necessary. This is the sergeant of arms telling CNN. The Capitol Police, I thought the Capitol Police were only in charge of, like that building and the grounds right around it. I didn't know that they were in charge of the whole damn city. The Capitol Police are asking people, if possible, to work remotely, to take public transportation, do not use their personal vehicles. The Committee on House Administration had determined that extraordinary circumstances exist to permit use of official funds to reimburse short-term lodging expenses in D.C. for certain members and staff. Washington County, Maryland Sheriff has said that they've not had any issues with the convoy yet. At least 4 convoys converged in Maryland. They're staying at the Hagerstown Speedway. There have been no problems so far, says the sheriff. The Virginia State Police told CNN that the agency has been in contact with various group organizers to ensure their understanding of Virginia traffic laws, and it's happening. Well, a couple things about this. The media have had pretty much a 99.9% blackout on this event. I've seen a lot of it online. There are some reporters and Ricky Schroeder that are in the trucks posting videos on social media and elsewhere so we can see what's really going on, and seeing the speedway where they're camped out, and it's a massive showing. The number of trucks, Right Side Broadcasting, I saw they were on a bridge filming from a walkway over the interstate, watching the trucks come through, and it was never ending. They were coming through for, it seemed like, hours. And since the convoy is over 70 miles long, longer than the Beltway itself is, there's going to be very, very possibly the biggest, and what's the weather like, snowfall up there right now? I don't know, but we very well could have the largest traffic jam in the history of Washington, D.C. coming up. They're not going to be able to keep this out of the news forever. They've kept it out of the news so far, but they're not going to be able to keep it out of the news forever because it's going to affect the government. It's going to affect the news people. And it doesn't surprise me that there's an emergency declaration going on because they just don't like conservatives protesting. They do not believe that conservatives have a right to protest. They believe that any conservative group that's protesting is white supremacist insurrectionist. And the Capitol Police have are staging and declaring emergencies and everything because they want something to happen. But I watched a lot of the people with the truckers convoy in Maryland over the weekend, and everyone seems cool, calm, and collected. And if there's any issues, I would have to blame instigators that infiltrated the group, because everyone I've seen has gone out of the way to say this is peaceful. And you can tell that they are. All right, let's take some calls. 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is our number. 1-888-465-2631. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, President.
Yes, Doug.
Okay, these truckers,
one opening on the board. First one I go to is Doug.
There's always traffic around. How they can possibly stop it? Because who the hell knows?
Well, they could put up roadblocks and stop semi-trucks, but 70, by the way, thanks for the call, Doug, 70 miles long? Good luck. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. How are you doing today?
Hey, Wisconsin Gary, the truck driver. What's up, Gary?
Well, from the one location that you said, there is another location that I'm not going to say because they're keeping it as security reasons, but there is more trucks than that at the one location you mentioned. Last night, I've got information from them because I've been kind of monitoring everything they do. Another convoy has came in last night. It was at least over 200 and some trucks.
Oh my goodness!
And there's more yet coming in from other areas yet. There's one that's coming in that's been really under surveillance, basically, because they haven't said what's going on. But regardless of how this outcome is going to be, there's probably going to be way more trucks around that belt line than anything that meets the eye. So,
well, they're going to be if the convoy has got to be close to 100 miles long with all these new additions you're telling me about. It was over 70 miles long yesterday. The Beltway's only 63 miles long, so they're going to be lapping themselves.
Well, it's going to be, or otherwise they're going to be taking 2 lanes. But, you know, according from when they made the first trip around there, because RSBN did mention that was out there doing a live feed on that, and it's like, when I went back to some of the other videos of how they were going to do that, it was, you know, it was supposed to be very completely peaceful. Don't do anything over extraordinary. If it was raining out, you know, the trucks were supposed to be in front, because for a bobtail to stop in rain is sometimes literally impossible. So they made sure they set all these guidelines ahead before they went out on that belt line. But
well, you know, that's one thing. You know, here in Florida, we get rain, but we don't have snow and ice and stuff. You know, it seems to me that driving bumper to bumper might be a little dangerous.
That's why, like, trucks for us with bobtails without a load on, it's actually harder for us to stop with the brakes because it's so easy for a trailer to jackknife that's empty. So that's why they wanted to make sure trucks went first. They gave ample amount of space.
Oh, that's why a lot of them don't have the... I was wondering, because I noticed a lot of them don't have trailers on them. That's why. I did not...
That's what they call a bobtail, just basically the vehicle itself. So that's why there's supposed to be equal amount of space in between in front of the trucks. And they suggested no cars go in between them because it makes it harder for us stopping distance to just stop on a dime. We do not have hydraulic brakes on our vehicles. These are all air-operated brakes. So as soon as you hit that pedal, that air takes about 1.3 seconds to actually get to the brakes to actually start engaging them. So that's why they said in the convoy when they were going to take that first 2 laps around that belt line, you know, that if it was wet out, you know, that there was an equal amount of space in between to slow down and stop the truck.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people on the highway, because I was watching this, and I was surprised how many regular vehicles were getting in between the trucks in those open spaces. It's, yeah.
And actually make it dangerous. If those roads were wet, and trust me, I've been down in your state, when all of a sudden those roads can get wet, you get a rainstorm coming in there. I mean, literally, I've seen accidents in your state alone because that rain just, once the truck comes through there and starts kicking that rainwater out of the tires, it just sprays.
Oh yeah,
like a fog.
Believe me, I know. Yeah, if you're in a car, it's even worse. But, I'm wondering what kind of speed they'll have to go.
About 45 miles an hour roughly for going around the belt line, but I mean for anything when you got rain that comes down, just a little, doesn't matter what kind of tires you have on there, it just starts spraying because of everything that happens. But I've done with myself a lot of kind of engineering on how to prevent a lot of that spraying from coming up off the rollers by putting rear fenders on my rear tires, and that normally keeps a good majority of that spray coming.
Well, the media have had almost a complete blackout on this story, which is amazing because you would think that they would be over there with drones and helicopters because the aerial video and photographs I've seen is really dramatic. It's something we've never seen in America before. And the news media, in particular, at least the local news media, they all have news helicopters. You'd think they'd be all over that just because it's such exciting, dramatic footage. But the media are working together to not cover it, thinking, well, if we don't cover it, it'll fade away.
That's the thing. There's a lot of people that are doing a lot of YouTube videos. So if anybody wants to look on YouTube, look up the Convoy. Just put in the keyword Convoy 2022, and you'll start finding a whole mess load of stuff that's on YouTube. But with the news media is just ridiculous because they don't want to show it as the American people standing up towards this government. So
yeah,
a huge blackout. And it's like I've said, since 1950, liberal media or all those news media have nothing but more than push more for liberal type coverage than anything else. So, like I said, go on YouTube, look up.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Yeah, you will. All right, Gary, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. Wisconsin Gary, the truck driver, with some interesting insight. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our first break of the second hour and be back. My name's Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. That's right, on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1, 888-465-2631.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar
Steve Kane
with
Show.
the famous erection injection, an
Hey.
extremely effective
Hey, Diana, hold on,
treatment
you're
for erectile
next.
dysfunction.
Steve Kane Show, hold on.
Right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Do you think you've come in contact with someone who has coronavirus?
Hey, guys, if you haven't already, please like the
She
video.
went to any lab test now of Coral Springs to find out if she has coronavirus.
And if you'd like to call in, I pinned the toll-free number to call in at the top of the chat.
And I needed results right away, so I went to any lab test now in Coral Springs. It was great. I didn't want to have to stay in line for 2 hours.
Oh, Chris, you got a scooter, 50cc? Yeah, I have a scooter. Mine's a 150cc that, I'm going to start riding it to work. I almost rode it in today, but I didn't because of the gas prices. I'm going to start riding it to work tomorrow.
It's worth 15 minutes of your time to have peace of mind and know that you and your family are safe. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University.
Yeah, a lot of information from Wisconsin Gary. I was wearing the hat Wisconsin gave me on my live streams over the weekend. That blue Trump hat.
954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road.
If you're on my Marco Polo, did any of you guys see my scooter? I showed my scooter on Marco Polo. Maybe I'll make a YouTube short showing my scooter. Yeah, I'm not going to tell people what my name is until I'm active on there. Hey guys, welcome back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. 20 minutes after the hour. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning, Brian. You're my hero. I'm Diane. I'm calling from rainy Springfield, Ohio.
All right. Well, what's on your mind?
Well, I've been following the convoy since it started. Actually, I kind of got into it with Freedom Convoy in Canada, and I just have to say a couple of words about the trucking industry. I mean, I've been involved when I lived in Pennsylvania, and truckers, by and large, have been underestimated and underappreciated for years. And when you talk to a trucker, people think, well, they're just good old boys and whatever. These long-haul truckers, when they travel across the United States, are not sitting in their cabs just listening to country music and chewing tobacco. These guys are listening to podcasts. They're listening to books on tape. They're highly educated. And a lot of these fellows are ex-military. So when you come to thinking about the organization of the convoy, this convoy is extremely organized. They're constantly thinking ahead as to what they need to do, what the logistics are. They have security out the yin-yang. So they're not going to do anything untoward to jeopardize.
Well, now there's one thing about it, though. Okay. The Canadian Freedom Truckers, it was pretty clear. Canada, 80% of the Canadian population live within 150 miles of the U.S. northern border. So the issue that the Canadian truckers had was the mandate issue so far as crossing the border into the United States and back. Okay? And I get that issue. What is the main grievance of the American Freedom Truckers?
Well, I think you have to go directly to the peoplesconvoy.org. The mission statement is clearly listed there. What the main mission is to lift the emergency declaration, completely, and that has been went to the Senate. It has to go forward, and Joe Biden has indicated that he will veto it.
Well, is there? Okay, I understand how the and I'm just asking, because I don't think it's been clear in any of the coverage over the weekend that I saw with the truckers. The Canadian truckers wanted the mandates lifted so they could travel back and forth across the Canadian-U.S. border. Are the mandates putting restrictions on American truckers that they're having to deal with? How are American truckers affected by the mandates? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, you have a lot of American truckers that have to cross over into Canada.
Yeah.
You have an American trucker that has to cross over to Canada. That mandate affects them too, and we have the same mandate here in terms of crossing the border with Canada.
Well, it's got to be more than that, because is it just to be in solidarity with Canada? There's got to be something more.
Oh, no, it is more. It is more. And it's draw attention to the boot that has been on the neck of the American people. And the American people are tired of it. The truckers are the tip of the spear. It is not a trucker convoy in any way, shape, or form. They clearly, if you listen to any of the rallies, it is the people's convoy. It is for the people. The truckers are just the tip of the spear.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this thing about this truckers convoy in the United States is an amazing thing, okay? And it's amazing for a number of reasons, but it's all happening because of Trump. It's part of the MAGA movement, and it's amazing. And for the left, the reason they have the Capitol Police with a declaration of emergency going on is they just can't wrap their mind around the idea of conservative-minded people protesting. And they think any conservative activist of any kind, they want to declare you a threat. And that's why they have this declaration of emergency coming from the Capitol Police in response to the truckers.
Correct. Okay, so a couple of things about the Capitol Police and about the People's Convoy, and I'm not going to call it a trucker convoy anymore, and I don't think you should either.
Well, I think you do, because I think people need to know what you're talking about. I think trucker convoy, I know it's Freedom Convoy, trucker convoy. I think people need to have the trucker to kind of connect what's going on here. I think if you say People's Convoy, most people that aren't following it closely, like we are, won't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that point, Brian. I totally get kind of the branding that's necessary. But once you start, okay, so the thing about the mainstream media that the People's Convoy is okay with, they know that this is what's going to happen. It was going to be a total blackout. But if you follow from when they left California and came across the United States, and you followed those YouTube videos, there were thousands, literally thousands, tens of thousands of people lining the overpasses, waiting for the truckers at their fuel stops, waiting for the truckers when they overnighted. The rally in Monrovia, Indiana, the 2-night stay was absolutely fabulous. They're standing room only. So this is an uprising that it's like you said about maybe it's a Trump thing, but it's more of a I'm tired. We need to stand up. We need to start looking.
Well, I don't. A lot of you may not remember this, but back in the 90s, Minister Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam had the 1 Million Man March and called on 1 million black men to march on Washington. And by the way, Barack Obama was one of those men. He was a Chicago organizer of that. And I don't remember hearing stories about the Capitol Police being put on special emergency alert for Minister Farrakhan's 1 Million Man March on Washington. But these truckers, they've got the city on alert now.
Sure they do. Sure they do. Because the establishment, the swamp, is well known. We've kind of poked the hornet's nest.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole idea is to make our demands met. Lift the emergency declaration, free people from having to take something.
Yeah.
Work have lost their jobs because of the choices that they needed to make for themselves, and that needs to go away.
Well, now that the convoy, I mean, is it is it safe to say the convoy's 100 miles plus long at this point? It's got to be.
That's a little...
It was over 70 miles. It was over 70 miles Sunday morning before they left for the first drive around.
It's hard to gauge because you had so many cars within that were inserting themselves between the trucks.
Yeah.
Box trucks and delivery trucks that looked like they were part of the convoy, but was not.
I know, yeah.
Pretty well.
I know. I thought I saw a U-Haul driving down the road that made its way in between a couple of them at one point.
Well, and that's an aspect of the fact that they're keeping a good safe distance, but also, some of your trucks, when they do a slowdown or they do a brake check, it takes those trucks a long time to get back up to speed, so that allows incidental traffic to get between them. So to say it's 100 miles long or 90 miles long, I'm thinking closer to maybe 40 or 50 if you put them nose to tail.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay, if you were putting them nose to tail with the 20 foot in between, it's not going to be that long, but it's certainly going to, as they add more trucks from the other locations. Now, understand too that the Freedom Convoy and the People's Convoy, they're separate entities. These satellite convoys are separate from the main convoy that's staged at Hagerstown.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not they merge on the Beltway remains to be seen.
Well, they really should. They really should coordinate and do that for maximum effect.
Will we see that happening? The folks at Hagerstown are committed to stay to see the mission to the end. So you have to follow the mission statement. I'm not going to...
Well, they're going to... I appreciate the call. You brought up some interesting facts we did not know about the convoy because the media are not covering it, so we don't know. YouTube, Facebook, and they're happy with that because that's the true picture. And that we know the mainstream media is never going to cover this in a light. And these guys are smart enough to know they're not going down to downtown DC. They're not that stupid. No, but they're gonna be blocking off the exits on the Beltway as they drive around with a convoy this long. It's going to be very difficult for people to, I don't think that Washington's going to stand by and let this happen. I think they're going to start blocking off. They're going to start blocking off the entrances to the Beltway and stop people from driving on it. I don't think they're good. If it lasts more than a couple days, if it looks like it's going to last towards the end of the week, you'll see. Washington shuts down on the weekends, right? Our government shuts down every weekend, and you could very well see that happen. They can only keep this. I know social media is great and everything, and I agree with what you're saying, but working in this type of business for so long, things have to be on television news for them really to be real for people by the millions in this country. It's an unfortunate thing, as much internet and everything, but that's the way it is. So if the television news know that, and that's why they're not covering it. Believe me, they didn't put the Capitol Police didn't declare the state of emergency to not react to it. They're planning to stop it. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. Lots of great information, and feel free to call us again another day to give us any updates throughout the week.
Well, thank you, Brian. God bless you. I've been listening for a couple years now, so I really appreciate what all you do.
Well, thank you. All right. Welcome. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break 31 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. That's right. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
This is Steve Kane. I'm sitting here with my good friend and my attorney, Barry Siegel of the Siegel Law Group. Barry, you offer a service called elder law. And since I'm getting up there in years, I'd like to find out exactly what that is and when and if I need it.
Sure, Steve.
Magaban, did I get the pressure washing done? I did. Jack, $5 super chat. Thank you. Everyone, please thank Jack for that. Yeah, my hand was like vibrating. I did so much pressure washing. I had to pressure wash the sidewalk in the driveway at my house. I didn't realize that how dirty my driveway was in sidewalk till I pressure washed it. Next, the house, because I got to start painting the house soon.
Imagine if you lose all your assets, you have to go into a facility, and your spouse at home has nothing left. Or you may end up not having any assets left to leave to your loved ones. So with elder law, we are able to look at different government benefits that may be available to you or your spouse, such as Medicaid or veteran benefits. And even if you don't think that you're eligible for these benefits, you'd be surprised. That's what elder law attorneys do, is we help people who may not be eligible at this point become eligible so that they can protect their assets for themselves, their spouse, and their loved ones.
It sounds like a really great idea. I suggest you call my attorney, Barry Siegel, and he will be glad to set up an appointment and explain everything to you in even more detail. His number, toll free, 1-855-FLA-3782. Mention that you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly, 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We are back. In California, gas prices have gone over $7 a gallon, as high as $7.20 a gallon. Regular unleaded, $6.99 9/10. And on my way in this morning, I saw gas prices over $4 for regular, $4.10. I saw at one gas station, and I'm going to look a little closer on the way home. And let me tell you, gas prices, high gas prices, are one of only a couple of things that bring the American people together against whoever the president is at the time. I mean, gas prices are, this will sound crazy and extreme, but it's not. Gas prices bring the American people together regardless of religion, political affiliation, racial issues, sexuality issues. High gas prices bring the American people together like they were brought together on September 12th, 2001. It's true. People don't like gas prices. I saw a story over the weekend about the Biden stickers on all the gas pumps that people are talking about. You know, I did this, and it's Biden pointing to the gas price. I've seen those on gas pumps. And the gas prices, there is nothing. I know they're talking even on CNN about Biden. I'll play this in a moment. Well, let me play it now, then we'll talk. But Fareed Zakaria over the weekend on CNN. Fareed Zakaria is a liberal lunatic. I mean, he's as left-wing as it gets. He's author of a book called The Post-American World, where he celebrates what a wonderful world it will be without the United States in it. Fareed Zakaria from CNN is calling on Biden to drill, baby, drill. Listen to this.
Today, the United States is the largest producer of oil and gas in the world. It can ramp up production and exports and help turn on spigots in other countries. Joe Biden is worried that he's going to look like Jimmy Carter when his power position is actually more like that of the King of Saudi Arabia. President Biden should announce that he is going to respond to this massive challenge to the international order by expediting as much production and export of American petroleum as possible to replace Russian energy. With natural gas, he should urge his regulators to facilitate production, and he should help more with the financing of liquefied natural gas so that it can be sent to Europe quickly. He should also encourage countries like Japan and South Korea to divert more of their LNG to Europe. They have alternative energy sources. Some of this will take time to happen, but markets will react to the signals and to new supplies, and prices will fall.
Wow, I mean, when you have CNN, and Fareed Zakaria is about the most liberal guy on CNN. When you have CNN saying "drill, baby, drill," you know things are bad for the Democrats. They really, truly are. I mean, this is unheard of stuff. And you know, I did not bring it today because I thought it might rain. But I have a 150cc scooter, a motor scooter, and I ride it around the neighborhood. And I have not had it very long, but my wife got it for me for our 25th anniversary. You know, and I ride it around the neighborhood if I got to make a quick run to the store. Sometimes I'll ride it down to the beach or something, you know. But I'm going to start driving my scooter, my 150cc scooter here in the mornings. I'm driving a lot more because I was going to fill my car up today on the way in. My mile says I can drive 40 more miles on the gas I have. So I need to fill up my car, but with regular unleaded over $4, I don't know how many gallons my tank holds, but it's not a small car, it's not a small tank. It's gonna be a lot of money. And I was gonna bring my scooter this morning, but I wasn't sure if it'd be raining when the show was over at 9. But if it's not gonna rain tomorrow, I'm gonna bring it, and I'm gonna start riding it on the days that it's not raining. You know, the weather's warming up. Even early in the mornings, it's in the 70s now, so it'll be fine. Just to save money on gas, it's ridiculous. I'm going to have to spend $80, maybe $100 to fill my car up. I'm only going to use that when I have to. And the scooter gets great gas mileage. I was riding it over the weekend, and I was down to half a tank, so I filled it up, and it was a $1.30 something. You know, so it has about a gallon. That's about a gallon of gas, you know. And the gas, I don't know what the gas mileage is on it because I haven't really clocked it, but it gets much better gas mileage than my car. And it's just getting out of control with expense. I feel so sorry for the Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, and all those kind of people. I mean, this really must be hitting them hard. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Am I on the air?
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Awesome. This is Paula from New Jersey.
Hey, Paula in New Jersey. What's up?
Yeah, I'm just getting madder and madder. I cannot believe Hannity is calling for our involvement in a war there. Absolute insanity.
Well, what Hannity wants, he wants NATO, which is the United States, to bomb and take out the Russian military convoy in Ukraine.
I mean, this is so friggin' crazy. I cannot even believe it. Because the people that are left in Ukraine are all thugs that are running it. All the sensible people that wanted to surrender to Putin have been run out, and only thugs remain. And they want to destroy the country. They want to kill as many people as they possibly can and blame it on Putin. This is so terrible. I mean, we have examples. The Croissant.
Yeah.
He let them fly the Ukrainian flag. He left all the politicians in place. He provided humanitarian support for them. I mean, that is rational. That is rational. Involving us and making this war more drawn out, only going to destroy the country.
Yeah. I mean, there's no no doubt about it. And Hannity, I find Hannity to be irresponsible in what he's doing. I'm going to play the audio again after we're done speaking, but you know, I've been talking about it for a week. This is a war where there's no good side for us to be on. You know, the people of Ukraine, I feel sorry for them, and they're good people. I mean, they have a corrupt government like we have corrupt leadership. You know, but it's not our. It's just because there's a fight doesn't mean we've got to have a side.
Oh, absolutely. And if you noticed a few days ago, President Z, looked like he was stoned out of his mind when he delivered a press conference. The thugs are keeping him drugged up so they can run the country. It's absolutely appalling. And the longer this goes on, the more the country is hurt, the more people killed.
You know, and I learned. I was talking at the beginning of the show at the 6 o'clock hour. I've been watching some YouTubers who are Ukrainians, okay, and Russians. I've been watching it, not the government. I'm talking about individual people in both Russia and Ukraine to get a better idea of what's going on. And I learned over the weekend that that Poland are not letting black people cross out of Ukraine into Poland. There's a lot of black people from immigrants from Africa in Ukraine. I did not know this. But a lot of Africans in Ukraine, and they want out too because of the bombing, and Poland won't let them into their country. They're not letting black people in Poland.
I guess they're looking at this like they're going to have an immigration crisis. Oh my goodness. The people in Kiev who want to leave are not being allowed to leave. They are being used as human shields. That's where the Ukrainian governments have put their military equipment amongst the civilians. They, just like the other night when Z made that ridiculous.
Z, you're talking about Zelenskyy? You call him Z, Zelenskyy?
When he came out and was talking about, oh my goodness, it's going to be another Chernobyl, blah, blah, blah. That is total horse. It's just trying to get the world upset and involved, drawn into this war with him.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, he's been doing press events with members of the media, and then he did this thing with Congress over the weekend. And believe me, the Russians know where he is, and because the background would be enough to identify him, you know, from that video, and they haven't taken him out. I'll tell you who I think the Russians are looking for right now, and they may already have them. They're looking for that prosecutor that wanted to investigate Burisma, Hunter Biden's company. They want that prosecutor. I'm serious. If they get that prosecutor, they know who he is. They may have him already. If not, they're looking for him. They want that prosecutor and all of his investigative material so they'll have juice with Biden, all his corruption.
I don't doubt that, but I definitely don't doubt that. But I also saw Blinken on one of the shows, and he was saying that, hey, if Z gets taken out, you know, the Ukrainian government has plans to replace him. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you know, this guy, he doesn't just have to worry about the Russians, and I don't even think he has.
Why do you call him Z? I haven't heard anyone else call him Z but you. Why do you call him that instead of Zelenskyy?
Than saying his
Zelenskyy. Well, but if you do that, people may not know who you're talking about. So I was talking about with the freedom truckers. You know, there's something about branding and messaging. You know, it's people need to know who you're talking about. But yeah, Zelenskyy. Yeah, Zelenskyy is, in my opinion, no hero here. He is getting people innocently killed. He should either surrender. Or I did not know that Ukraine still has a claim on Crimea. They got to give up some of these things. They're not giving any concessions. You can't have a peace negotiation if you don't concede something.
And I'll tell you this also, something else that I heard from YouTubers like you I've been listening to. They were saying that how in the world did Russia encircle the troops of Ukraine the way they did, unless Ukraine had already put their army on the borders there, like they were ready to invade.
Maybe, but you know what? Their government is probably like all governments. Don't give them credit for being competent. It's the government. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, I got to run for our last break of the hour, but thanks for the call. All right, take care. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. We will be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Steve Kane Show.
From Deerfield Beach. This is in reference.
Maybe you're next. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Over there, they're wonderful. I have a Kia Optima Echo Hybrid. When I called, it needed service. I didn't want to bring it to the dealership because they would charge me through the roof. And basically, when I did call, they said bring it in the next day.
Steve Kane Show.
Amazing. He did everything. He didn't overcharge.
Hey, hold on.
He went through my car. And
Steve Kane Show.
I recommend anybody to go to him. He's absolutely amazing.
Hey, George, hold on.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. They do.
There's only one opening on the board.
I learned something about Champagne Automotive Repair from you in this call. I did not know that they actually did repairs on hybrid vehicles.
I'll make a short YouTube video on my scooter. I don't know. Would you guys want to see it? My wife got me a nice. It looks very nice. I've wanted one for a while, just to ride down by the beach and stuff.
I don't have many people to take me back home, and so he ordered Uber for me.
Wow.
Yes.
That's service. Thank you for the call as well, and anyone else out there, Champagne Automotive Repair, their prices are great. They'll never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. Their number is 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And what's your name, caller?
My name is Stacy.
Ape handlebars? No, those won't fit on it.
Champagne Automotive, and thank you very much, Brian and Steve.
For Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Hey there, guys. It's Kathy, Brian's better half, and one of the most important holidays of the year is coming
make sure you
up.
guys like the video.
We all love our moms. They always take such good care of their families. And
Well,
now
gas
it's
prices
time
are so
to
high.
honor
I mean,
moms in your life, whether it's for your wife, your own mother, your grandma, or
I
your
don't live
daughter.
too far from here, so it's not like I'm driving incredibly far.
Covers, blankets, and so much more.
But I haven't been bringing it because we were in our winter weather. But like this morning, it was a low of 73 this morning. So, but there's a possibility of rain, and although when it rains in Florida, it only rains for a few minutes. But I just didn't have time. I got a bunch of stuff to do when I get off the air today.
Kane, for huge savings and great deals.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, we are back, and there's only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Let's go to Crimea. Crimea, you're on the air. Russian-controlled territory.
Yeah, Crimea is Russia. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. It's Russia now. It's Russia now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Russia before the United States was the United States.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, anyways, the last caller, she calls him Z because in the Russophone world, he's the one who can't be named. You don't want to give him power.
Oh.
Shorten his name to Z. And she was talking about a lot of very recent things that were happening over the weekend. And she's obviously pretty disturbed by what's going on, and so am I.
Well, what are you disturbed by? I don't know. Maybe you're not disturbed over the same thing. What disturbs you about what happened over the weekend?
She mentioned the blacks getting turned away at the.
Yeah, I mentioned that to her. Yeah, the Africans are not being allowed into Poland.
And it's because and they're not letting males out of the country. So my friend who left for Romania had to leave her husband at the border. She went on to the Netherlands, but her husband remained.
But not all black people are men. There are female blacks that are not being allowed to cross too.
It's not just the blacks. They're not letting any males out of the country. If you're an American and you've married a Ukrainian woman, you can't leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you're an Indian medical student in Mariupol right now, you're being held hostage.
Mm-hmm. By who? Ukraine, or Poland's not letting them cross?
So you have to understand that the Ukrainian military is really not under control. And in the city of Mariupol, which has been surrounded by the forces of DNR.
But would you agree or disagree that Russia invaded Ukraine for no reason other than wanting to take the territory? I mean, what would be, you're calling me from Russia, so what's your position?
I believe that to be the case, right? I don't believe that to be the case.
Why did it happen then?
Historically, that part of that country was previously in the Russian Empire.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm in Florida right now. Okay, Florida has belonged to the Indians. It was once part of France. Florida was once part of Spain, and even once part of the United Kingdom, and the Confederate States of America. So Florida has at one time or another belonged to 4 countries, and of course different Indians, Native American Indians. So what? Does that mean that the Brits can attack us, or the French or the Indians can come in and take Florida back because long ago it belonged to them? That's not an argument.
No, I'm not suggesting that they're taking the territory of Ukraine. That's what I'm. If you've listened to everything that's been said, they said they are not going to occupy Ukraine. I don't think Russia wants to occupy or take land. It doesn't need to take land. It has a lot of land, and if you're in Russia right now, have free land. Go and to the east of the country, and they'll give you a giant plot. I
know you told us that on Friday. I mean, come on, the Ukrainian government's corrupt. We understand that, but this is, and I am opposed to any U.S. response to this. By the way, I don't think the U.S. should be involved in this at all. I consider it an internal conflict. That's the problem, and our involvement is inevitable. We're going to be involved, and it's god awful and scary. But Putin, he wanted Ukraine, he took it, and I don't care what you say, there are civilians being killed, and their way of life is being destroyed there. I mean, it's outrageous that he did it. I know you're in Russia and you can't speak freely.
That's not true. I can say anything I want. Brian, come on.
Really? Then why? If you can say, wait a second here. If you can say anything you want, why have the Western media outlets left Russia after Putin is going to imprison people who speak out against the state?
Going to imprison people that speak out against the state, and if you read the law that was signed, it was not a very big law, and you can read it. It's published on the Russian internet. You can read it yourself. If you read the law, it's about producing fake news.
Yeah.
It talks about...
Well, in America, as I don't support fake news. I don't like fake news. But in America, we have freedom of speech, and you're allowed to speak out fake news. But the Western news media, not just CNN, have bugged out of Russia and will be covering it from afar because they're afraid that their reporters and staff are going to be picked up. Is Putin a dictator?
Yeah, you're going to say, like, Putin's a dictator.
No, I didn't say it. That was a question. Is Putin a dictator, I asked you. I didn't say it. I'm asking.
I'll tell you that the more that the West tries to vilify him, and every time a company says, we're not going to sell them Nike or whatever they're doing, all the people of Russia look at what Putin was saying in 2007 and 2008, says, well, he's the only guy that's standing up to them. If we had let any of these other people run the country, they'd have sold out long ago. And that's what Boris Yeltsin was doing in the 90s, and so on and so forth. The support for Putin is genuine inside the country.
So Putin's not a dictator.
I would not call that a dictatorship. If people are voting for him, is Angela Merkel a dictator?
She's no longer in office. What was that? Oh, a long time. Yeah.
Years or something.
Yeah.
How long has Putin been in?
2022.
Like 16 years?
No, 20. He came in, I believe he came in 2000 or 2001. So he's been in 21, 22 years.
Now, as interim president,
on.
Mm-hmm. If you include the interim presidency, correct? Yes. And the
He was announced by Yeltsin in Russia. New Year's Eve, they all get around and listen to you.
Well, listen, I'm not. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm Switzerland and Ukraine, Russia. But you got to be honest about Putin. I mean, a little bit. I don't support what's in this country in the media. They're saying terrible things about Putin that I don't support. Sean Hannity on Fox News is talking about removing him, and NATO planes should bomb the Russian military. I'm not into any of that. The United States should be completely neutral.
All right.
Yes. Yeah.
They found a bunch of Soviet MiGs that they want to give to the Ukrainian airport.
That's right.
Yesterday, if you go to the Ministry of Defense YouTube channel, they put out press briefings. Yesterday at about 7 o'clock tonight, they issued a warning to any countries that decided to use their airfields as...
Well, yeah, what they're talking about doing is NATO. They're trying to find a way around it. They want to have the planes parked in Poland, bring Ukrainian pilots to Poland, and have the Ukrainians fly them back to Ukraine. Is what they're talking about doing. Yeah. No, I don't think we should be doing any of that. We should. To me, this is a civil war. Let you guys figure it out. I don't think we should have any. We shouldn't be giving any. Other than humanitarian aid, like medicine and food and bottled water and stuff, we should be giving no weapons, no backup, nothing.
Been, okay. Before the 2013, Victoria Nuland announced that they had spent over $5 billion promoting democracy.
Yeah. No, it's a joke. I mean, the government in Ukraine is corrupt. I mean, look at they're in business with Biden and his corruption.
They do exactly, in 2012.
Well, listen, I got to run for our top of the hour break, but please keep calling us. You do bring some insight, and I think it's important to hear. You're in Crimea. You are in Russia. So and you're very close to the conflict, being in Crimea. So your input to the program is welcome, and it is very informative, and I think helps put in some perspective on what's going on. So I'll talk to you next time, but I got to run for the top of the hour break. All right. All right. Take care. Take care. All right. There's only one opening on the board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We'll come back. Steve Kane will be joining us, and we'll continue with the calls, so stand by if you're on hold, and we'll get back to some more audio as well. 2 hours down, 1 to go. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the radio. The Steve Kane Show. That's right. We'll be right back after this.
Chicago's AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network, WWNN, Pompano Beach.
There we go.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Bruce, $10 super chat. Thank you, Bruce. Please, everyone, thank Bruce for that $10 super chat. Steve Kane Show. Oh, hey, Andrea, hold on. Be right back, guys.
seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch?
A friend of mine sent me a text message and says that Zelenskyy has a multi-million-dollar home in Sunny Isles, Florida.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-36.
I'm getting text messages like crazy this morning from people. Make sure you guys like the video, and please, if you're new, subscribe to my channel. I live stream 7 days a week here. That's right, even on the weekends. Do you guys like my new weekend live stream setup?
That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And now.
Alrighty, 3 minutes after the hour, it's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Third hour has begun. Only one opening on the board at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. If you're on hold, stand by. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
Yes, good morning to you. I've got a lot to say. I've been sitting here steaming
It sounds like I'm going to be reprimanded.
to this. You're not going to be reprimanded. Why?
I just hear a tone. I hear a tone. You seem upset.
I'm very pissed. I've been listening to this bizarre point of view that has been filling up the station since I tuned on this morning. First of all, before I get into anything, I don't want to forget this. There is a film I want to recommend to everybody. And if you get a chance and you can find this film, see it in the next 24 hours if you can. It's a foreign film named, interestingly enough, Z.
I know, yeah.
It was directed by, I think, a Greek gentleman named Kostagarbis, and it's about this. It's not a film where the world is at stake, which is true in reality, but the themes are very similar to what's going on now. Z by Kostagarbis, and it'll open your eyes to a lot of stuff. I've spent. You must make allowances for me, and if I'm becoming coherent here, I'll give you a little explanation why up front. I have been sitting in front of television for 3 days straight, watching the coverage of Fox News, of course, whose coverage has been absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you exactly why. Their experts are the best. They've got great experts. They give a human explanation of everything that's going on. With all that, they know who the personalities are. They introduce them. They give you the background on the story. You've been sitting here for the last couple hours, sticking up for a mass murdering butcher.
Which one?
To the show. Which one? What do you mean, which one?
Well, Zelenskyy's letting his own people be massacred. I mean,
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. This is one of the rare times in history where there are good guys and bad guys. And the good guys here, Zelenskyy, or Z as he is called, or as he's adopted the name. I wonder if you saw the movie.
I've seen Z, yeah. I think, yeah, it was. We used it on the Steve Kane TV show we used to do on cable access. But isn't that about it's been a long time, but isn't it about a political assassination, Z?
It's a political film. It took place in Greece. It had to do with a different revolution. It's not exactly the same plot line, but it's similar in theme. Let's just put it that way a little bit. Zelenskyy is an unbelievable. Zelenskyy has united the world, supporting his country, and he has destroyed Biden, because Biden's been trying to pull his usual crap with the oil. The answer to this is very simple. We got to stop with the oil. We're basically paying for what's going on.
We're funding Putin's war effort, is what we're doing.
That's exactly what
we are. We're funding Putin's war effort by the oil. Yeah.
Well, Putin is a mass murderer and a vile dictator, and Zelenskyy is holding his country together and resisting against what is only the first step in
Steve Kane Show.
The plan that
Putin
that Putin has to basically rebuild his precious Russian empire.
Yeah.
And he is mass murdering civilians, killing people. He is a villain that is, and Z has taken his this country, which is in the process of being annihilated, and pulled them together, and against all odds, all military odds were against.
Well, they're saying that. Well, and Steve has been up for 3 days. I don't think you've slept all weekend. You've been watching the coverage for 3 days. You know, I wanted to play. Can I? We have a full board of calls, so I don't know what. Okay, I wanted to play something for you. Okay, if you're on hold, stand by. I wanted to play something for you. Okay, this was from Stuart Varney's program on Fox Business. And he had a retired colonel on, McGregor, who worked for President Trump. President Trump nominated. Well, let me play it. This is what I know. President Trump gave him 2 appointments, right? So President Trump likes him, and he was on with Stuart Varney. And let me play it. He's talking about Zelenskyy.
This is outrageous.
First 5 days, Russian forces, I think, frankly, were too gentle. They've now corrected that. So I would say another 10 days.
The Russian forces were too gentle.
Well, what he said.
Who are out there mass murdering people have been too gentle.
I don't agree with that part.
Well, then why'd you play it?
Well, because he has some analysis. He has some analysis at the end that I wanted people to hear.
Has to be judged in light of what you just heard.
Okay, can I play the rest?
There's a great patriot.
That's not. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. But I'll get back. All right, we'll start it over. I just want to no.
I just want before Brian plays this. Listen to what he's about to play, and this is the guy who Brian is relying on.
No. Excuse me. This is the retired colonel, was appointed to 2 posts by President Trump. And
mistakes too.
Okay.
World. This guy's. Listen to what you're about to hear. This is what Brian thinks is an objective source here.
All right.
The first 5 days, Russian forces, I think, frankly, were too gentle. They've now.
They were too gentle.
So I would say
mass murder.
That's not what he meant, Steve. That's not what he meant. What he said was what he was saying is when you launch a military operation, you're all in or you're not. No, I just want to play his analysis on how to end the conflict. He has some analysis on what Zelenskyy can do, what he can offer Putin to end the bloodshed. That's what I wanted to play.
That's what you wanted to play, but what you did play shows who this guy really is.
Well,
lunatic.
Okay. Let's hear the rest.
Days, this should be completely over. But the question is, what is it that Zelenskyy is going to do? The Russians have made it very clear what they want is a neutral Ukraine.
What they want is to wipe out Ukraine.
That. And then they can adjust the borders. But the
a neutral, first of all, stop the tape. No. Zelenskyy is, Putin does not want a neutral Ukraine. He wants to control and dominate and run. He wants to restore it to the glory days of the...
Okay.
Firmly in Russian hands. But again, the Russians are not seizing territory. They're destroying Ukrainian forces. That's their focus.
Colonel, it sounds like you don't approve of Zelenskyy's stand.
Oh, I think Zelenskyy is a puppet. And he is putting huge numbers of his own population at unnecessary risk. And quite frankly, most of what comes out of Ukraine is debunked as lies within 24 to 48 hours.
All right, okay.
Yeah. You okay, Steve? Oh, I want to tell. Do you want to take some calls? All right. Yeah. Well, we'll find out. But not being brain dead is defined as agreeing with Steve in Fox News. You know. I just want to say this before we go to the calls. You'll hear more specifics about this coming up soon. But we mentioned on Friday that we have a new sponsor joining the Steve Kane Show that is here local in South Florida that treats neuropathy. You began treatments on Friday, and you told me first. Yeah, and you were telling me that you're seeing immediate results with your neuropathy with this new treatment. So if you're suffering from neuropathy, stand by. Yeah, soon here on the Steve Kane Show. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian.
Oh, hey, Andrea. What's up?
Andrea, how are you, dear? I trust Andrea.
Well, let's see what she's got to say first, Steve.
Did you screen the call?
No, I don't screen calls, Steve.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Andrea.
It's nice to be able to speak to you again. So I find it awfully interesting and awfully fascinating that the same people for the past 2 years who have been saying, if we could just save one life, now want to go to war. So that's the first act of hypocrisy.
Wait, who is the side that wants to go to war?
You.
Oh,
No.
Listen to all the media. Listen to.
No, I'm talking to you. When you, Andrea, come on. We go way back. I want to ask you this. Who are you? When you just said that, who are you referring to as wants to go to war? You're talking about You're not talking about the Ukrainians who are being massacred every night, innocent civilians shot down in the street. You're not talking about the Ukrainians, are you?
This is where I'm at with this whole thing. I don't want to go to war with anybody. I don't want to send our people to be killed. I don't want the Ukrainians to be killed, and I don't want the Russian people to suffer like they are. That's where I'm at. I don't want any of this, but...
Well, who wants it? Well, I know who wants it.
Sean Hannity.
Putin.
And Hannity. Steve, Andrea, slow down for a second, Andrea. You know, Steve, over the weekend, I was watching on YouTube live cameras from Kiev, or Kyiv, whatever they're calling it now. And it's peaceful in Kiev. The street lights are on. People are driving around. Now they have curfews at night. But I watch these live cams out of Kiev. I don't see bombs. I don't see soldiers. It's very peaceful in Kiev, what I'm watching.
Well, I guess this whole thing is a figment of our imagination.
Well, they're on their way there, but
Gonna be peaceful when they get there?
I hope so.
No is the end. You hope so. The answer is no. Don't blow your credibility.
I'm not blowing my credibility. I just don't want to start World War III.
Russians are coming there to massacre these people, and when they get there, you're telling it's peaceful. Because the killers haven't...
I don't want World War III to begin.
Well, you know something? They used to say that about people who defended Hitler. Used to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy, by the way,
Andrea.
No.
Steve's having a stroke here because of this. I mean,
I'm really having a fit. Putin.
I know.
Putin is like Putin is exactly like Hitler. And if we don't stop, if he's not stopped here,
where will he go next?
I think he's going to stop. That's it. This is the last.
He's not going to go into a NATO country, Steve.
He's so scared of NATO. NATO's.
We're NATO. We're NATO.
Till now.
So what do you want to do?
Supposed to do protect NATO countries.
They're doing that. Ukraine's not NATO.
Well, I'm not talking about Ukraine. I mean, it's more than you.
Somebody asked me off the air, as a Jew, why is Steve supporting the neo-Nazis in Ukraine?
Because he who asked you that question off the air is supporting the Nazis.
That's Putin. Okay. All right, Andrea, go ahead.
Spouting Nazi propaganda, telling him that he's got to go into Ukraine to cleanse it of neo-Nazis. The guy's a propagandist. He's as bad and worse than Hitler. And like Hitler, he's not going to stop until someone stops him. And if we don't stop him here, we'll be stopping him.
Oh my goodness.
Let's stop.
The domino theory's back. The domino theory's back.
This is what I would just like to point out, just a few things. So the first thing is I want to address Sean Hannity and Lindsey Graham for saying the things that they've said. The problem in America is that it's a morality issue, because we have now rewarded people for the most disgusting, degrading behavior.
What are you talking about? Defending themselves?
No, but what I'm talking
Well, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Sean Hannity.
Sean Hannity is a hack, for crying out loud. He's up there grandstanding, trying to catch up with
Tucker.
Carlson. Don't quote Sean Sean, a source to me.
If I may. So, I do agree with you that people in Ukraine are being slaughtered. There's no question about that.
Oh!
Are you really going to believe the same media who's been lying to us for how many years?
You know, I just got a text message about you, Steve, from someone. It says, Steve, I read everything, Steve. I don't care. I just want us to stay out of a war. Steve, they said, Steve, yes. Steve is indoctrinated. He can't see it because he's emotionally invested. That's what they messaged me.
If I can. So this is the last thing I will say. On Friday, a U.S. congressman went on national TV, and he's doing a gun donation program to send to people of Ukraine. Guns.
All right, thank you.
All right, Andrea, thank you for your call. We got a break. So if you're on hold, stand by. There's one opening where Andrea was.
On the phone that has watched what's going on in the war the weekend.
Okay. Well, let's take the break, and then we'll be back, all right? We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Covered AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors, focusing on residential and commercial roofing. impact windows, and building restoration. If you have noticed...
Richie the bus driver's on deck. I know he'll agree with Steve.
If your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay,
Steve Kane Show.
tiles, standing metal seam, wood
Hold on.
shakes, and slate tile systems. Hurricane season is right around the corner. This gives us only a short period of time to make sure your roof and home is ready for the 2021 hurricane season. So don't delay and call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Our website is www.laportacontracting.com, where you will find our latest video and live testimonials from a few of our past clients. Our number again is 954-604-4602.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra.
It didn't rain. I could have ridden my
We also
scooter
offer
this
treatments
morning.
that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function.
See, and I got this container.
Testing and the most current
There's some carbonate. It's a no-spill container I got so I can bring on my scooter. Thing. So I can put this in the trunk on my scooter with my coffee in the morning.
Call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, we're back. Steve, Richie the bus driver's on deck. I know he agrees with you. He's got to agree with you, I think, because if I remember our calls last week. Richie, yeah.
Because Richie will be a good caller. He's thoughtful, he's knowledgeable, he knows what the hell is going on over there. There's nobody who has been more against a war over there than me. I mean, I have a son who is in the field fighting now, could get his butt blown up any time, and I've been praying that there would be no battle, no war. But I'll tell you one thing today, I'm proud of my son, because I know what he's fighting for. He's fighting for freedom. He's fighting for all the values that we in America fought for at one point in our history. And Brian and I usually agree, but we have disagreed before. We have been friends and colleagues and partners for 30 years.
I don't want to say a long time, a couple of weeks.
30 years, couple of weeks.
Shows my age.
Okay, and Brian and I have a basic conflict because his major source for news is the internet, and my major source for news is Fox.
Yeah.
So they cover different things. That's why Brian's talking about the trucker thing today, which in any other time would be the first thing I'd pick. The great issue, great drama, great all the stuff that we strive for and talk. But when you compare it to the issue of the Third World War, it pales in...
Well, see, Steve, I'm trying to stop the Third World War, and you and Fox are trying to cause it.
No, you can't appease dictators like...
No, please.
Putin is a good guy.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Hey, Richie.
Hi, my blood pressure's on the roof. I thought I was listening to Pravda Radio. First of all,
Pravda Radio.
They had an agreement. The United States, Frank keeps saying
that's correct.
NATO, that they're not going to go into NATO. The United States signed an agreement along with England and Russia and said to Ukraine, if you eliminate your nuclear weapons, which they had more than Russia, we will have your back. And then Putin goes in there. That's
all right, now wait, I want Brian's comments on that.
Yes, I know that. Sorry, we need a new agreement, man. I mean, come on, Steve, Richie. We just slow down. Hey, listen, slow down. We're here till 9. If you're on hold, stand by. We have a full board of calls. I know exactly what you're talking about, but we just lost a war to guys that get around on donkeys. We're going to take on Putin now?
So you were scared? You were scared? This is your view of the American system? That we've got to cower because of this murderous dictator?
Now, a couple of things. He let a commie from Crimea call up, who was completely not truthful. The guy's a commie. The guy tells you that the people are behind Putin. Is that why Putin cut off everything, that all the knowledge that they can get from the rest of the world?
Exactly.
That's number one. Number two, he has Mrs. Putin call up from New Jersey, who's completely white. She's another one. I mean,
Mrs. Putin.
Zelenskyy. You know what? Zelenskyy is a freaking hero. I'm sorry to say it. Zelenskyy,
yes, he is. And he's a world outside of our studio here, at least in Brian's eyes. Zelenskyy is recognized across the world as a hero.
Yeah, and a sex symbol.
Major hero, and he's also... what was that?
And a sex symbol. They're calling him a sex symbol now.
Colonel was talking about, after 2 days, said that Russia had won the war. I'm going to tell you something right now. The bottom line is this. I don't believe that Americans should be on the ground, but the United States, along with this creep as a president of the United States, who's lying
Joe Wilson,
to the American
$10
people,
super
who's
chat. Thank you.
lying at
Thank
this
Joe
time
for
because
that.
he's
Brian,
in debt
great
with
show.
Putin,
Well, thank you.
Because he's negotiating in Iran
exactly
to give the Iranians a nuclear bomb, and he's kowtowing to China, who by the way tipped off the Russians what we knew about what he was going to do. This guy is. Where do we get a president that actually goes to three enemies to negotiate? I mean, this is outrageous already, and it's not the new Green Deal with the oil. He made a deal with Putin. I'm not going to turn your spigots off, but I'm not. He has done everything to cause Ukraine grief. He's part of the problem, and Putin is a disgusting Nazi. And all you have to do was watch the documentary on Putin. People that knew him personally. I don't know if you saw that, Brian, last night.
I saw a Brian Kilmeade documentary on Putin on Fox Nation. Is it the Brian Kilmeade one?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it on Fox Nation the other night. I'm not a Putin apologist. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. But I don't think we should be in a third world war here.
You know what you said? You know what the word that came out of your mouth? The Ukrainians don't want to go. They don't want to make the deal. You know what part of the deal is? Take away all the weapons from the people. How would they let you take all the weapons away from people in the United States?
Well, it's not the United States. Can I play another clip? Can I play for both of you guys? I want to play another clip for you guys. This I found. Now somebody else, you'll probably call him a jerk too. But this clip comes courtesy of Don Jr. Okay, the first son, Don Jr. Tweeted this. This is the UFC boxer Bryce Mitchell. He was in a press conference over the weekend and asked about Russia and Ukraine. Listen.
Well, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the whole Russia and Ukraine situation.
You know, here's my first thought is I'm not going nowhere to fight none of these wars for these politicians. I'm staying at home, and when the war comes to Arkansas, I will dig my boots in the ground, and I will die for everything I love, and I will.
Listen.
If this country...
Hold on, Richie.
And...
He's going to wait till they're in Arkansas.
We got to evacuate.
Get this guy off the...
No, he makes some good points. Can't we... Well, listen, you gotta listen. You gotta listen.
I will dig my boots in the Arkansas soil, and I will fight for the people that I love, for the land that I love, and the way of life that I love. But I'm not going overseas to fight. I don't know what's going on, to be honest, brother.
Yeah, obviously. Okay.
No, the next part. The next part's about Biden. Hold on, Steve. Hold on.
I think nobody knows what's going on fully. There's been so much political corruption in that area. You got Biden and his son making a ton of money off of and using our tax dollars to bribe their people. That's
okay. So Don Jr. thought it was relevant and tweeted that video. I found it from Don Jr.
I wouldn't play that.
In other words, let's put down, eliminate the military. Let's bring everybody home. Put your guns in your house. And wait for them to knock on your door.
Oh, really? You think Putin's coming to Cooper City, Steve?
Putin's
coming to Cooper City.
So if we don't stop him,
Oh my goodness.
stop him here.
Right up front, Brian.
Stop him. Stop him.
Well, obviously, so he's coming to Arkansas for this guy. He's coming to Cooper City.
And Brian, why do they have intercontinental ballistic missiles for their own neighborhood?
Well, I don't want them to be used.
Well, I'm sure you just put your request in writing. I'm sure Mr. Putin will honor it.
Well, let's talk about something we all agree about, and we can do this with Richie on the line while we're here, and that's Wings Plus in Coral Springs on Sample Road. Yeah, maybe we should have a summit at Wings Plus. Putin, Zelenskyy, you can come by, Richie, and we'll hash it out because everyone, even Putin and Zelenskyy, would agree that the wings at Wings Plus on Sample Road are the... What's your favorite, Richie, when you're over at Wings Plus? Garlic. You know what? I've not had the garlic. Really? Have you had the garlic wings, Steve? Oh my goodness. I know they're excellent. Everything at Wings Plus. I'm going to try that.
Good.
Wow. Well, listen. You see how great Wings Plus is? Just the mention, just the thought of Wings Plus has brought three men yelling at one another together at the table. Wings Plus is located in Coral Springs on Sample Road, about a mile west of University Drive on the south side of Sample. When you stop in, tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. All right, last word, Richie. We got to take the recorded portion of the break.
I agree with Lindsey Graham because Putin
out
on this other guy. It's good for the goose. It's good for the gander.
Oh, really?
And
wow.
She needs to take a pill and go into a dreamland if she doesn't like war because she's not facing reality.
All right. Okay. When your guys are done watching Z, watch The Day After. Okay. Remember The Day After? Hey, Richie, take care. Thanks for the call. All right. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve is here. One opening on the board where Richie the bus driver was. We'll be right back.
AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Do you think you've come in contact with someone who has coronavirus? Steve Kane's wife Lori did, and she went to Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs to find out if she has coronavirus.
So I came into contact with somebody who tested positive for COVID, and I was scared, and I needed results right away, so I went to Any Lab Test Now in Coral Springs. It was great. I didn't want to have to stay in line for 2 hours and have
Steve Kane Show.
stuck down my nose into my brain. So
Hold on.
I made an appointment. They got me in within the hour. I was out of there within 20 minutes. Thank goodness the test was negative, and I can go back to work tomorrow. They also tested me for the antibodies, and I haven't been exposed. So do what I did. Go over to Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They give great rates for Steve Kane listeners, and tell them we sent you.
It's worth 15 minutes of your time to have peace of mind and know that you and your family are safe. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. You can call them at 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have
Wesley, $5 super chat. Everyone, please thank Wesley. The most effective weapons against Putin are more severe, meaningful sanctions, and for the U.S. to drill and export our own oil to put him out of business. You're right on the money, Wesley. Everyone, please thank Wesley for that. Someone sent me some information that Zelenskyy has a $35 million house here in South Florida. I'm going to look into that. If that's true, I'll find out where it is and do a YouTube video on it, if I can find out where it's located.
No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954 977-9445. Thank you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
All right, we're back. 37 minutes after. Yep. Yep. Only one opening on the board.
I'd like to announce this, and it's unusual. In fact, I don't know. I've never really said this on here before. But in all due respect to the truckers, it's a secondary and will be for the next week. I'm just talking about this week. We're going to continue on the rest of this week with what we're doing in this hour. We're going to be talking about the pending. The one thing we agree on, there is a pending world war in the offing if this thing isn't gotten under control. That's going to be the topic of the show for the next couple of weeks. Call in with your opinions. In the interim, if you can, watch Fox during the day, all night. The programming is great. They give you a vivid picture of exactly what's going on and who the players are, and come to the table with your calls.
All right.
And that's the agenda for the rest of this week.
Okay. All right. Now we got a full board of calls. These are all random. I have not screened these calls. I have no idea who's on hold. I don't know what their positions are. We screen the calls live on the air for those of you that are new to the program, as will become obvious by the lack of quality on occasion from some of our callers. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Brian, how's it going? I just got to disagree with Steve on that, man. I can't even watch Fox News anymore. Those people are just completely brainwashed material. If you don't see it now, Steve, you're never going to see it that.
Well, what? Give me some content here. What are you watching and what are you seeing?
For instance, I saw the whole clip with Tucker, and I saw the clip with Hannity when he spoke with Lindsey Graham. And what they are trying to do is stoke this war easily in America.
Well, I don't want to talk about Tucker and Lindsey Graham. I want to talk about what's going on.
No, but you're talking about Fox News like it's something that you should reprobate. It's like you should recommend to people.
Well, tell me what you saw. Tell me what you saw. Give me some content.
When Lindsey Graham said what he said.
I don't want to hear about Lindsey Graham. Give me content. Tell me what you see going on.
All right, what I see going on is particularly well militarily strike. I mean, the strike that they're putting in Ukraine is where they want to strike at. They're not attacking the people. They're attacking.
They're not attacking the people. Next call.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
They're not attacking the people.
Lauderdale.
Hey, George. George, you're up.
Yes, hi. This weekend, the previous president of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko, was on Marie Bartiromo, and he sounded 100% like Zelenskyy. In other words, he took the Ukraine side, which I believe is completely opposite to his previous position. I don't know if anybody else saw it. I've heard nobody talk about it.
Well, tell us what you heard. And who was that again?
Petroshenko.
Oh, president. Yeah.
And he took Zelenskyy's position 100%, 1,000%. So that was like a complete.
Well, listen here. Hold on a second here. I don't support the attack on Ukraine. But my position is the United States and NATO should not get involved. This is an internal civil war. Well, that was a mistake. Was that a Bill Clinton treaty?
A mistake.
It was a mistake.
We just cross off.
Well, yeah. Well, do you want a nuclear war, Steve? Do you want to get radiated?
Strength. All these sniveling cowards in the State Department. You must love the Biden State Department.
Oh no, this Secretary of State we have is the most. Condoleezza Rice was more masculine than this guy when she was Secretary of State.
What a bunch of sniveling cowards.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, all I'm reporting is that Poroshenko.
Okay, all right. We appreciate that. Appreciate that. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, is that me?
Oh yes, Jerry. Yes, Jerry.
You won't believe this. I'm sorry. When I started the call, it was actually 8:36. I said, no, I better wait. Brian's gonna get upset. But I'll tell you that I completely disagree with everything you're saying, Brian. We must protect the world, because if we don't, there will be no world.
Oh,
correct.
Yeah.
But I went to Wings Club Thursday and Sunday. That's the best hamburger I've had in 30 years.
Oh, great hamburgers. All right, thank you.
All right. Okay. You're going through them pretty quick, Steve. You're getting testy. They're agreeing with you. You get.
Doesn't matter. It's not a question of agreeing or disagreeing. It's,
All right. Okay. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Monica from Syracuse.
Hey, Monica.
Hey, good morning. Ukraine is a statehood. They're part of the NATO and the Minsk Agreement, and Russia let the Warsaw Agreement dissolve because they were going to let the NATO Agreement dissolve, and they never did. And Steve, be careful of the media. 90% of it is owned by BlackRock. You're going to get a limited amount of information.
Well, Fox is... Did you watch the coverage on Fox? What do you think of the coverage on Fox?
I think you got to be careful. 90% of the media in the entire world is owned by BlackRock.
What's BlackRock?
BlackRock is an investment corporation that owns like everything.
Oh. So do you think okay. Do you think Steve is brainwashed?
No, I don't. I just think you got to be careful of what you watch. I think that
Okay. All right. Oh boy. All right. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian, Steve. This is Nick from Coral Springs. Hey, Nick. Normally I would agree with Steve and Richie, but I'm agreeing with Brian on this only because of who we have as the president right now. Would you want us to get into some kind of a nuclear war with Russia, with him calling the shots, and Kamala Harris?
No, but it's a good question. Let me address what you're saying. This is the beauty of Zelenskyy, okay? We have been unable to turn around this onslaught of this president that's sitting in the White House now, but Zelenskyy has turned world opinion against and has focused the light of reality on what is going on with the oil purchases, and he is single-handedly going to make Biden do the right thing because of his popularity throughout the world and the fact that he is considered a world hero now. And no one else could turn Biden around on the oil issue, but Zelenskyy will. Biden will be afraid to go against Zelenskyy.
I just don't want to get into any major escalation of any war.
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, we all don't want war.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen. Oh my goodness, Steve.
Okay, so you're wrong, Steve, on this one. If Trump is in office, no problem. I would have felt secure. He's got subs off of the Atlantic Ocean with nukes. He's got them aimed at Alaska.
There are. Listen, Steve. There are Russian submarines with nuclear weapons off the coast of Florida.
Hold on. Where's my white flag? Let me wave my...
No. Steve, we haven't been at... We're not at war. Well, good. Okay. Oh, my goodness.
Not letting the blacks in. I talked to people from Wings Plus, as a matter of fact. They're friends of ours from Poland. They told us that's a bunch of BS. They're not letting illegal immigrants in, and all of the blacks over there are illegal immigrants.
Okay. No, I'm not. I'm just pointing out. Hey, listen, we got to run for our last break, but take care, okay? We'll take our break and be back with the first gold report of the week right after this. Don't go anywhere.
AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates
Hey there.
will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling,
Steve Kane Show.
issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare
Yeah, hold on.
applications. They'll even help when you're in the
Steve
hospital.
Kane Show.
I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family
Yep.
when you need them the most. Let
Okay,
them
hold
be your
on.
golden
Steve Kane
guardians.
Show.
Contact I Will Advocates right now online at
Hey, hold on.
iwilladvocates.com or call them directly 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, and it is time for the first gold report of the week. On the line from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca, we have William Youngerman. We're going to take our first look at the precious metals this week. William Youngerman, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. The precious metals. Friday we saw gold up $36.40, closing out last week at $1,972.90. Silver was up 58 cents on Friday, closing out the week at $25.73 the ounce, while platinum was up $43 at $1,122, and palladium gaining $213. Of course, on the Russian situation, $2,930 on the close for palladium on Friday. Overnight, Sunday evening, we saw gold get up to $2,005.40 the ounce. That's hitting a high. A multi-year high, 2-year high for gold. Copper hitting the highest it's been last night since 1988, I believe. Oil getting up to over $135 a barrel. Silver, and then we saw what would happen, which you would think, gold hitting 2005. The stuff started coming in, taking advantage of that huge run, and sold the market down this morning all the way down to about $1,962 before it's starting to recover now. So we had a short-term buying opportunity. We'll see how long that lasts for today, but certainly a great opportunity to get advantage of. Gold right now is $1,969 the ounce. That's down $3.90. As I said early on last night, it hit $2,005. Silver got up to $26.28 last night. Right now it's trading at $25.45. That's down about 28 cents. Platinum got up to $1,168 right now at $1,110, down $12. And palladium down $40 right now at $2,890 the ounce. So exciting times, but you really got to play this market and take advantage of dips when they come, usually after these major moves to new highs. As I said, gold hitting at about a 2-year high we haven't seen since 2000.
Okay, so these prices with gold, silver, and platinum, you're saying today is a buying opportunity day?
This correction takes.
Yeah.
Unable to really do a whole lot.
Yeah. Now, for people that can't stop in, sometimes you talk about, call in and get your price. So if they see a price today they like, they can call in and they can make a purchase right over the phone, even if they're local, right?
Correct. Yes. Lock in the price and then either come in with your cashier's check or whatever, and or if you're out of the area, then you can always call in, lock in the price, wire the money in. Metals will be shipped immediately to you.
Yeah, so listen, William Youngerman opens up weekdays at 10. Give them a call, toll free, 800-327-5010, 800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com. And the address, if you want to stop in, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, just immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow. All right, okay. Steve, we got a full board here, so I just want to tell everybody on hold, I'm going to try to get through as many calls as we can, but time is short, so when you get on the air, get to your point. Don't mess around too much, all right? You're on the air. Go ahead. What's your name?
Hello.
Steve and Brian, how you doing? This is Tony from Pompano.
Hey, Tony.
Question.
What's up, Tony?
A couple of weeks ago, I'm all right. A couple of weeks ago, y'all didn't care about the situation that was going on. Steve, what changed?
Well, the war wasn't going on 2 weeks ago. We're not quite 2 weeks into it yet. So before the war, we weren't concerned about it. Yes, you're correct.
Well, what changed, Steve?
I don't understand. Hold on. Help me understand what he's talking about, Brian.
Well, first he would have to understand what he's talking about, I think.
Tony, try again. Explain what you're talking about.
Well, he's talking under his breath. He's upset with me, Steve. We've been over this for the last 2 weeks. We've been talking about Ukraine. Anita?
Tony.
Hey, Anita, it's Brian. Our lines are so full, I didn't think you could do it.
A couple weeks ago, you were asking the whole audience, should we worry about going on? I don't really want to talk about this. You don't remember that?
Oh, before the actual fighting started, when the build-up started? Yeah. Well, things have changed. Things have escalated.
Things have escalated.
I mean, I'm not a psychic. I mean, my goodness. Yes, before the war, we were not concerned. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay. Good morning, you're on the air.
Yes, hi, Steve and Brian. This is John in Wellington.
Hey, John.
Hey, John. Very quickly. A few minutes ago, Steve, you said that in order to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. Well, in this particular situation, our chief chef is a blithering incompetent, and I would hate to be in the military these days with this idiot as commander-in-chief. He messes up everything he touches.
Good.
I agree with that, but we can't bring the country to a halt for 3 years waiting for Donald Trump to be elected, which he will be eventually if there is still a world here. But do you see where Zelensky's popularity is putting major pressure on Biden to do the right thing, because the world opinion is behind Zelensky. Big time.
Yes, I do.
He is a rock star. And that's why Biden is going to concede on the oil thing, and there is nothing else that would have made that happen but Zelensky.
That's very true. You're right. But in this day and age, I wouldn't send any troops into a place like Ukraine with Biden as commander.
And Steve, you're going to put our country under the control of Zelensky, who was an actor, was on Dancing with the Stars a couple years ago?
Well, I'm going to put it under control of Putin.
No. All right. Well, it's time to check in with Anita from AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace in Pompano with the Morning Health Report. Anita from AJ's Natural, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Steve's on the edge, but we're okay.
I know, and I hear Steve today. He's all fired up, and he keeps telling us to watch Fox, which we all have Fox. But I would like to recommend that you guys both get the Telegram app, because more news than what Fox is telling you. Mm-hmm. We the media, all of your.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Fox News is
fake news for 5 years now, so you got to see other sources as well. Yes, we all watch Fox, but I highly recommend everybody gets the Telegram app. Follow We the Media. We're waiting to.
That's right. Are you on the waiting list for Truth Social, Anita? Oh.
The box are getting in there.
Yeah. That sounds good. So what's the latest over at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the festival?
I added a whole new section into the store because I've been getting so many requests, and I want to bring in more products. So now we have more space, so we can bring more favorite things to everybody. We're working on our website, and within the next week or two, I will be giving that out so you can order online.
I got to tell you, since AJ's Natural Wellness Shop has been with us here on the Steve Kane Show, you've been expanding over there quite a bit. Exactly. Now, listen, guys, AJ's Natural Wellness Shop is in the Festival Marketplace in Pompano and is very easy to find. If you've not been to the festival before or not in a long time, you want to stop by. And the festival, very easy to find, immediately east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample Road. And AJ's inside is very, very easy to find. When you go into the festival, go back towards the food court. Right before the food court, look west. Remember, the beach is east, the Everglades is west. Look west, you'll see an information booth. AJ's is right in front of the information booth. You can also order by phone no matter where you are located around the country. 954-317-1851. 954-317-1851. And, of course, open 7 days a week. All right, Anita, have a great day, and we'll talk next time.
Have a good day. Bye.
All right, take care. Take care. Do you want to take? We only have a minute and a half. Do you want to sign off or take a call quick? All right. Okay, caller. Last caller of the day with just 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Remember, folks, we're picking up.
Okay. All right, go ahead, caller. You now have 20 seconds.
This is Sandra from Delray.
Yes.
Calling with three issues. In World War II, I equate this to Neville Chamberlain coming back to England.
Wow. Peace in our time.
A peace with Hitler. Number one. Number two.
Well, we're out of time. I know you can call tomorrow and remind me, and I'll put you right on. You called at the end, okay? I didn't want to. You've been on hold a long time, but Steve, we have just enough time to say goodbye. 10 seconds.
Protect our troops and God bless America.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, that's it for today. Hey, if you're not, please subscribe, all right? And everyone, click that notification bell. I'll have a new podcast today I'll upload here. And don't go without liking the video, guys, if you don't mind. That's very, very important. Like the video. Liking the video helps me out a lot. And when you do all these things, like, subscribe, and click that notification bell, liking is very important. It tells the YouTube algorithm to recommend this video and all of my content to other people that are not familiar with me yet. And, of course, that helps grow the channel and helps me, helps Trump, and helps all of us, doesn't it? It sure does. But, guys, I got to run. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Take care.